for Maddie? Maddie, your order's ready.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome into the 2023 Springfield Doubles here on Inside Bowling. Opening round coverage here, A squad qualifying, 7 games of qualifying for you here this morning. Mike Flanagan with you, glad to be with you back here on the airwaves here on YouTube. Bringing you this great event, $10,000 up for grabs for first place. This weekend, the tournament would not be possible without our great sponsors. We want to thank Columbia 300. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase, make sure you check out Columbia 300. In addition to Columbia 300,
I'm order ready for Maddie. Maddie, your order's ready.
we also would like to thank Greater Ozarks Open Bowling Tournament, 66th year of his existence, 66 years of the Greater Ozark. If you are looking for a great singles, doubles, and team event to bowl, make sure you check out the Greater Ozarks Bowling Tournament that is here every single year here at Enterprise Park Lanes. Also, Been Crazy. They have 2 locations here. If you're looking for great deals on different items, it's different stuff every week. Check out Been Crazy. 2 locations here in Springfield. Also, of course, Enterprise Park Lanes for hosting the event this weekend. Exquisite Renovations. If you're looking to have something remodeled here in the Missouri area, check out Tony Yarbrough and his team at Exquisite Renovations. And also Farrell Williams Company Royal Flush Apparel, also a great sponsor here of this event. We will get started on lanes 27 through 30 here when things get started. But before we do take to the air this morning, you know, we had an event a couple weeks ago up in Iowa, and we paid tribute to the great Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson had passed away, ran the Storm booth for many years, was just an unbelievable human being, and we really miss Mark. I know his celebration of life is this weekend in Las Vegas. And we also lost Rick Kidd unexpectedly during that event as well. We talked about Rick Kidd at length, and then news coming out yesterday about the passing of Bill Chrisman from Storm Products. So I'd like to just take a minute to talk about Bill for a moment. I had a chance to work at Storm Bowling Products, and I got to learn from Bill. It wasn't for a very long period of time that I was there, but I learned a lot of great things from the man. He was an innovator. He was a genius within the bowling industry, and he really ran his company thinking about bowlers in mind, especially the high-level bowler. Bill's going to be tremendously missed, and I'm sure everyone saw the social media posts yesterday, just what an icon he's been in our industry. And a tremendous human being. What he and his wife Barbara have been able to do with Storm Bowling Products is unprecedented. They were the underdogs, and they became the big dogs, and it was much because of Mr. William Chrisman. He will be forever missed. Our thoughts and prayers, condolences, and everything goes out to Barbara and the family, all the kids, and of course everyone involved with Storm Bowling Products. But more of all, everyone who's been touched by Bill in this industry or impacted in this industry. If you had a chance to meet Bill and talk to him, never a dull moment with Mr. Chrisman. So we're going to miss you, Bill, and it's going to be tough moving forward without you, my friend. All right, there I am down in the corner. I want to say hello to everybody. I don't know what happened to my graphic here. I don't have a. It doesn't say game 1. That's bizarre. guess I will get that up for you. Let me just create this graphic really quick. Let's try this here. See if this will work. I had some graphics building issues last night on my by myself. It's all user error here, but this should do the trick right here for you. Okay, game 1 of 7. We've got that corrected for you, and let's take a look at what teams we have here. So on lanes 27 and 28, we've got Pate and Mesky. That's Jen Mesky, formerly Radilla and formerly Helfer Stay. She is bowling with Lauren Pate, soon to be Lauren Russo. And then we've got Henninger and Smith also on that pair of lanes. Right next door on 29 and 30, we have the team of Clark and Burns, along with Hawes and Coleman. Jonathan Hawes, Brent Coleman. Of course, Dylan Burns, Johnny Clark. So I'm just getting rolling here with my information that I have available for you here. So let's take a look and see how many teams we have on this squad. We're using lanes 19 through 38 for you here, 19 through 38. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 teams on this squad. We have another squad coming up today at 1:30 for you. That's the B squad. It looks pretty full. And then C squad will be for you here tonight at 7 o'clock. And they do take re-entries in this tournament. They will take re-entries. So I need to work on this build here of the graphics so I can make the scoreboards a little bit bigger for you. So let me work on that. Then we'll take a look at the oil pattern from there, and then we should have just about everything covered here this morning. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello to Mr. Perez and to Steve G. And Mike F. I love Mike F's and Jared. Let's see what I can do here to make these scores a little bit better. That should be pretty good right there. Let's see how this looks. That's better. I'm going to go make a quick exposure adjustment to this to get the scoreboards to look a little bit better for you. Okay, I think that one looks pretty good. Pleased with that. I'm sure you all will be as well. See the scores quite easily. Andrew Smith, Mark Henninger, Lauren Pate, Jen Meske, as I mentioned, Johnny Clark, Dylan Burns, Jonathan Hawes, and Brent Coleman. I'm going to head over to Facebook right now, and I'm going to look at the $10,000 Springfield double shootout. I'm going to go into the discussion here, and I'm going to grab the oil pattern that they posted. Scores here are always high. It's a modified pattern, but scores are always high here. Go ahead and grab that pattern. I think I'll throw it up over here. Let you guys take a look at it, because I know you guys always love to know what the oil pattern is. Boom. There we go. 44 feet in length, 26 milliliters of oil. It's almost a 5-to-1 ratio. A lot of the events that we do here are on a 2-to-1 ratio. When you give the players almost a 5-to-1 ratio, scores go up astronomically. You've got 19 mils on the way down, 6.5 on the way back, which could cause for early hook. When there's not a ton of oil on the way back, that does create early hook sometimes. If you look at the load data there, you see that there are 4 2-to-2s, and then it jumps into 7-to-7s, 3 of those. Then 3 8-to-8s, 3 10-to-10s, 2 11-to-11s, then a 1 13-to-13. So it is a symmetrical pattern. And it stops oiling at 37 feet, it looks like. And then it buffs down to 44 feet. Then on the way back, it looks like it buffs to 24 feet and then applies that oil 12 to 10, which is asymmetric, 11 to 9, 9 to 7, and then buffs back to the foul line from 7 feet forward. So it should be really high scoring here this weekend, almost a 5-to-1 ratio. How's everything sounding this morning, everybody? Every time I fire up, as you know, on the A Squad in the morning, I'm just getting my feet wet, trying to understand things. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the sound coming through okay? I am noticing something kind of weird with my sound levels that I've never seen before, but I want to make sure that, that I'm coming through okay. As a matter of fact, I think I might switch headsets for a second. Is this, nope, still looks like it's doing the same thing. But I should be coming through okay. Seems like the soundboard is coming in with one channel a little bit hotter than the other. But as long as you can hear me, we're good. I'll try to work on that between squads. Hello to Josh, Nigel, Mr. Chapman. How are you, sir? Hello, Emily. Have a safe trip up to Kansas City. I'm actually going to delete this audio module and bring it back in and see if that corrects things. So bear with me here, everybody. It's going to go mute for a second. Or maybe it won't. Let's see. Let's see if this corrects things. Nope, still doing it. Left and right. Does that? Oh, that's helpful. I think that just might have fixed it. Yeah, I think that fixed it. Guys, let me know if that fixed it. I've never had to do that before. I've been streaming. Well, hold on. Now, let me know if that fixed it. There we go. I had to send it over. Let me know if the audio is coming through both sides now. And again, I've been streaming for 12 years using almost the same software for 12 years, and I've never had to do what I just did. That's the beauty of plugging in about 100 different things every time you go somewhere. And transporting things, you never know when something's going to be a little screwy. You just never know, you know? And yes, soon I'm going to focus on what's happening in front of us. But I got to make sure the car is packed up and ready to go before I can drive it anywhere, you know what I mean? All right. Thanks, John. Boom. There we go. You guys are great. We got great viewership here this morning. You know, there are a lot of big names in this one here. Let me see who we have here this morning. We have, let me see. We've got Corcus Chisholm, my man, who runs the Nightmare Doubles. We'll be streaming that one next month. Corcus Chisholm, I love that guy. Bowling with Mr. Tisdale. We've got Russo and Ormsby, Harford and Techtmeyer, Petrin and DeVoe, Anthony Lavery spar bowling with Stu Williams this morning, Sean Lavery spar with AJ Chapman. They're down like 23 through 26, so we'll have them soon on our stream. We got 7 games, so we will see everybody come through. We got Carlson and McLaren. Of course, you see the 4 teams we have here. We're going to skip over them. Scott and Niffen, O'Brien and Bird, Martell and Broge, Breedlove and Breedlove Sr., Stubblefield and Sachs, Justice and Patterson, Malish and Marrow, Adams and Johnson. We'll get to see everybody as they come through. This is a good time for me to correct my other pairs that I have available for you here today. Correct the scoreboards, and then I'll introduce you to some other players here, because I know you guys love it. I know you guys love watching this. I'll give you some life updates. I'll let you know what's going on. We're going to have a nice smooth ride here this weekend. I do want to thank Kevin Williams and also everyone here at Enterprise Park Lanes, including General Manager Mr. CT, Chris Taylor, for having me back again. Always a warm welcome here in Springfield. I do love the folks down here. I really do. I'll tell you, it was really a bright spot for me. I came in and streamed for Bowl TV here at the PBA National Tour Stop earlier this year, which was really awesome that they had a national PBA Tour Stop here. Sam Cooley took home that one. He was the spoiler to Kevin Williams, who finished second. But what a great event that was. And when I came in, they have these monitors here that show all these different things scrolling through. And Inside Bowling is one of their things they have up on their monitors is like a sponsorship. I didn't ask them to do that. They just did it on their own. And that means a lot when they do little things like that. Inside Bowling's always up on their monitors scrolling through year-round right here in this bowling center. So shout out to the Weemers and to everybody here that supports what we've been doing. It really does mean a great deal to me when I see stuff like that. So taking a look at the scores here, Lauren paid off to a pretty good start along with Jen. She's bowling well. Mark Henninger from Kansas City area. He's been a hell of a bowler over the years and he can't get away from the sport. He's involved in the pro shop industry. Great guy. Bowling with Andrew. Mark with a couple of opens 2 of the last 3 frames and also had a single pin miss earlier. He's better than that. He'll turn it around here. You can see the score is not too bad over on the right side of your screen, but I do want to give some love here. I do want to move over, introduce you to some other players here over on lanes 35 through 38 because they are going to make the flip to the other end. You got Ryan Stubblefield here bowling with Eric Sachs, the lefty. Sachs, I noticed him a few years ago. Kyle Sherman actually elected to bowl with him in some events. So this guy can play. Stubblefield's got a nice solid game out of the St. Louis area. Doesn't get a lot of recognition, but he's a good player. I think if I could take up somebody's game, Stubblefield's a game I'd like to model mine after. I do like the way he throws the ball quite a bit. And then you've got Justice and Patterson. Rick Justice bowls every doubles tournament, it seems like, and is always a player to be reckoned with. And we got Braden Molish along with Chrissy Marrow there, and Dylan Adams bowling with Clint Johnson. And if you look at the scores here, it looks like we're looking at about a two-teen kind of the par score right now, in the two teens across the house. That's what I'm seeing right now. Again, if you're just joining us, it is the 2023 Springfield Doubles, $10,000 for first. Kevin Williams was the brainchild behind this event. We've been streaming it now, I guess it's 3 years. Holy cow, time flies. 3 years we've been streaming this event. It's, as Corcus likes to say, this is our doubles run here. We've got this one, then we've got his event, the Nightmare Doubles, next month. If you want to find out more information about that, you can go over to Facebook and type in the Nightmare Doubles. I believe you got to type in Deviate first, Deviate Nightmare Doubles. And then, of course, the Hammer Holiday Doubles coming up here in December. Not going to miss that one. Boy, we have a lot of viewership for that one. Everybody loves to watch everybody strike. And we'll have a lot of viewership here this week as well. I want to thank everybody for watching. I do want to take a moment. I don't do this enough. Shame on me. But if you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that notification bell. It'll let you know every time we go live when we drop a new video. We have been putting out some instructional content again with Coach Mike Shady and Mike Jazz now on our channel. We've got 2 instructional videos out. We got another one coming out next week. Should be out on Tuesday. I also did the 50 strike challenge with Andrew Orff that Packy Hanrahan and Brent Bowers did. That was fun. That's on our channel, available to watch, so make sure you check all that out. I'll be putting out a lot more content. I'm going to start reviewing some bowling balls and actually getting involved a little bit in the Pro Shop game. So a lot of great things happening here at Inside Bowling. We've made the transition to St. Louis. We've got about 5% left to finish up in Utah, and then we will be completely moved back to the Midwest, which should open up opportunities for us to stream some more events. Because this one here, I just had to drive down 3.5 hours. I'll be sleeping in my own bed Sunday night in St. Louis. So it's good to be back in the Midwest. I loved Utah, and I'm going to miss a lot of things about Utah. There's no doubt about it. But we turned the page, so to speak, this week, and we'll be 100% back in St. Louis. A lot of people have been very welcoming, letting us know, hey, great to have you back in the Midwest, and happy to be here. It was a decision. The pros outweighed the cons, that's for sure. And it makes these trips like this one a little bit more manageable for me. So maybe more live streaming in the future here on this channel as well. So we certainly would appreciate a subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we have almost 80,000 subscribers. And I don't think we can get to 100,000 by the end of the year. But boy, I sure would like to try to get to 100,000 before the end of the year. You get a Google Play button when you get to 100,000 subscribers. It's always been a goal of mine. Of course, the PBA was the first bowling channel to surpass 100,000 subscribers. Brad and Kyle might have been the second. Darren Tang and Packy Hanrahan maybe number 3 and number 4. I'd like to be number 5. I'd like to be number 5. Mike Pate in the chat. Hello, Mike. Hello to Kristen. I hope your job search is going better. I wish you well. I keep an eye on everything you got going on. I hope you start feeling a little bit better, too, it looks like here. Thank you, Chase. Thanks. Welcome back to the chat, buddy. Hopefully we don't have the issues we had last year. I've had no other issues this year, but you're the man. I appreciate that. Martell will hit the viewing pairs. Yes, he will. He averaged like 270 or something last night in a sweeper. What's the entry fee? Great question. That's something I should know, isn't it? Let me find out for you. Let me just head over to the About section here on the website here on Facebook. $250 deposit. Entry fee $500 a team. $445 goes to the prize fund, $50 to lineage, and $5 to expenses. Hey, Daniel Dino, what's up, my friend? Slim Genzi, hello. Are they bowling on a pattern? Well, you're a little late to the party. You're a little late. I already went over the pattern, but just for you, there's the pattern again. It's almost a 5-to-1 ratio. You know, on this channel, we see a lot of 2-to-1 ratios. 5-to-1 means a lot higher scoring. Scoresies. Let's see. All right, I think I'm caught up. So Lauren Pate here can still bowl 248. It's a nice start. Jen can bowl 231. And I believe they bought themselves in what I call the Calcutta. It's an easier way to say it, I think. So that's cool. You know, everybody always roots for the girls. You know, any girls teams out there or senior bowler teams? Like, how about Parker Bone winning the PBA League? How awesome was that, huh? That man I interviewed him, and it's on our YouTube channel here. I interviewed him about what are the things that you'd like to accomplish in bowling, and I interviewed him. It was like 6 years ago. And he said, I guess PBA 50 Player of the Year. Well, he did that at age 60. Then he wins the PBA League at age 61, I think he is. I mean, those are great stories. Wouldn't it be a great story if these two ladies right here won this tournament? Lauren's been bowling great. She's been doing a great job also with her collegiate program in St. Louis. She is the head coach over at Maryville University. And she's throwing it really good. Really, really good. Let's see. We've got Johnny Clark here, can still bowl 198. His partner Dylan Burns, who we saw strike a lot at the Holiday Doubles a couple years ago, can bowl 248. Jonathan Hawes can bowl 220. 258 for Brent Coleman. Henninger can bowl 163. Andrew Smith, 248. Those are your scores here. Dylan Adams had 214 down on 37 and 38. Clint Johnson can still bowl 237. It's his partner. Braden Malish bowled 235. Chelsea Marrow can still bowl 212. Thomas Patterson can bowl 234. Rick Justice bowled 205. That's his partner. Ryan Stubblefield 192, the max for him. Eric Sachs can still bowl 226. And Michael Martell opened up with 298. 298 for Michael Martell. His partner RJ Broge, or Broge, I need to figure that one out. 237 is what he can max out at. And Darren Breedlove Jr., looks like he bowls 227. Darren Breedlove Sr. can bowl 257. Aaron O'Brien had 249. Eddie Bird can bowl 279. He's second ball in the 10th. It looks like he got that, so he's going to be in the 270s. Ryan Scott had 215. And James Coleman over there has 238 left. I'll take a quick walk to see if there's any other high scores here. I'll be right back. All right, 289, 267. Sean Lavery, Spar, and AJ Chapman. That's their start. 289, 267 for those two, and it was 89 for Lavery, 67 for Chapman, I believe. Could have messed that up, but I think that was the order. So yeah, definitely some scores here. Let's see. You guys have any questions for me? Let me know. Hello to Douglas. Hey, Adam. How you doing, buddy? Saw you went up to the PBA League. Had a great time up there. I'm sure Kevin's going to come sit with me at some point here. He always does. Kevin Williams, our host here this weekend. You know, I did put AJ Chapman on the thumbnail. I used AJ Chapman as the thumbnail. I always go through and look at the list of bowlers that are going to bowl, and I pick somebody. And AJ Chapman has supported our events for a very long time. He and his mom and his dad, they've always been so great to me, so supportive, so good that gave AJ a little love. It is a Columbia 300 sponsored event, of course. I put Kevin on the thumbnail the last 2 years, but I thought I'd share the love a little bit. So there you go, poster child. Maybe he'll go on to win the tournament. Occasionally I get lucky with stuff like that. I am excited about seeing Casey Murphy bowling with Kevin Williams. You know, Casey kind of discovered Kevin and really mentored him and helped him early in his career just as an amateur bowler. That's how I got introduced to Kevin years ago with Casey. And they haven't been able to really bowl together in a long time, but they're back bowling together here. Casey took over the pro shop here. So he has the pro shop here, and we're looking forward to seeing Casey today. And good luck to those guys. This is a scratch tournament, Ham. So here in game number 2, we're going to have our leaders, Sean Lavery and AJ Chapman, Tyler McLaren, and Brandon Carlson. You know, I overplay this a little bit, but not everybody knows the story. You know, Sean Lavery, he dealt with some pretty significant health issues during COVID, and it was really scary. I mean, he was teetering on the worst result. And he came out and had a hell of a year on the PBA Tour this year. I particularly remember him bowling a block in Oklahoma. That was one of the greatest performances I saw all season on the PBA Tour. And he's just got such an unbelievable attitude since all those things have happened to him. He's just happy to be alive and happy to be able to bowl. And he's one of the bright spots. Just always in a good mood. But he's also fiery, and I like that. He's a fiery guy out on the lanes. Doesn't take any shit from anybody. And his game is elevated so much that, you know, he bowled in the PBA League just recently. I talk about the PBA League a lot right now because, you know, it just happened. And it was bowling every night on television for like 4 consecutive nights on FS1. And that's good for our sport. It's really good for our sport. You know, it wasn't too long ago. Bowling was on once a week, and it never would have thought bowling would have been on prime time multiple nights in a row. But guess what? It was. I'm not sure how viewership was, but I would imagine it would be up a little bit, especially with the writer's strike. People looking for other things to watch. So that's always a good thing for sports. Whoa, that was some crazy pin action there for Lauren. Getting things started here on 29:30. We have Lauren Payton, Jen Meskey again, along with Mark Henninger and Andrew Smith one more time. And I will pan down over to 35 through 38 here in just a moment. I guess this would be a good time for me to actually update the graphic as well. You guys can yell at me if you want in the chat. There we go. Game 2. Whoa. That one hooked a lot. What does this shirt say? If you don't like me, it's because I don't want you to. Okay. All right, sleeveless. All right. All right, Brandon. This is different. This is different right here. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and make it publicly known that I do like you and your two shoes that are different. And we got Speedy McLaren here. Boy, this is I should have bought this team in the Calcutta. These guys are these guys have got my attention. There's no question. Definitely got my attention, these guys.
Mike and Blake, your orders are ready at the grill. Mike and Blake.
Looks like we got some orders ready here in the center. Hello to Sally in Pocatello, Idaho. I've been to Pocatello a couple times. David wants to know what made me come back to St. Louis and what squad are Cody Aldridge and Tony Resnick bowling in. Great question. I'm going to semi-guess on this. I do have a somewhat recent squad list. Let me move on over and take a look. Now, they could have changed squads, so this is not a 100%. This is an unofficial here. Let me see here. I know I forgot it's in a message from CT. I was begging for this thing earlier this week. All right, let me see. Then I got to zoom in on this screenshot. You guys are really making me do some work here this morning. Maybe I just need to download it. Save image. Anything for you guys, whatever you want. What squad are these guys bowling? All right, I'll get it for you. Whatever you want. I am that guy. I am that nice. All right, let me zoom in. Let me see. Tony Resnick, Cody Aldrich, B squad coming up today. 1:30. 1:30 p.m. for you. Let's see. 1:30. Yep, 1:30. So Lavery and Chapman start out with this huge 280, 260 game, and now they come over here to this pair, and they are officially on the struggle bus right now. Hello to Cocoa Beach, Florida. I feel like it's like the Miss America pageant. Put your hands together for Miss Cocoa Beach, Florida, and Miss Pocatello. You're the best, Mike. Got to keep you on your toes. You're right. You do got to keep me on my toes. These are all things I should know well in advance. Well in advance. I guess no strikes through 2 frames makes AJ change jerseys. Yeah, something going on. Why'd I move to St. Louis? Multiple reasons. One reason is living in Utah. I was the housing market was just going nuts, and I owned a home there, and just making my house payment, I was making a small salary every year. Well, that has stopped. The housing market came down a bit. Thank you. So that's one reason. I really didn't need to stay for the financial gains. Second of all, some folks in my family moved back to St. Louis also. And I've got a bunch of great nieces and nephews that have been born that I'd like to be part of their lives. And it's just good to see family. I can live wherever I want with kind of what I do for work, which I still don't even understand what I do for work, but I guess today I'm working. So that's another reason. And I miss a lot of my friends and my homies that I wanted to be around again. And it also creates a better situation for me to be able to run more with Inside Bowling and post content and get out some videos and stuff. People in the St. Louis area are very, very receptive to me filming and locations and things like that. And I've got some opportunities there, so stay tuned for that. But that's the biggest reason why, those are the reasons why I moved back to St. Louis. And the food. I guess I could go with the food and the sports teams. We could go with that. But I am still a huge Jazz fan. They won me over. That's my NBA team now. So I've got some standings here for you, everybody. You ready? All right, everybody. Hold on to your safety belts here. Sean Lavery bowled 289. A.J. Chapman 267. They lead at 556. Second, Michael Martell and Arze Broger 535. Aaron O'Brien and Eddie Bird. O'Brien had 249. Bird 279 for 528. They sit third. Matt Russo and Mr. Ormsby. Mike Ormsby, 233 for Ormsby, 278 for Russo. They sit at 511. A little bit of a drop-off here. Anthony Lavery had 222. Stu Williams, 247. They're at 469. Peyton Meskey, who are on your screens right now, are in sixth. They're 466. 247 for Pate, 219 for Meskey. Carlson and McLaren, 244 for Carlson. Tyler McLaren had 221. That's 465. Breedlove and Breedlove at 463. Corkies and Chandler Tisdale, they bowled 463 also. Scott and Niffen Jr. 451, along with Adams and Johnson also bowled 451. That's Dylan Adams and Clint Johnson. Braden Malish and Chelsea Merrow had 447. Hawes and Coleman had 445. Clark and Burns had 431. Justice and Patterson had 428. Henninger and Smith had 407. Petrin and DeVoe had 403. Stubblefield and Sachs 397. Hartford and Tegtmeyer 317. Hartford bowled 146 and Seth bowled 171. That's a rough start there. 19 teams on this squad. So there you have it. That's every team that competed in game number one here of these 7 games of this qualifying squad. Again, we will be back today at 1:30. 1:30. And then again for C squad at 6, and they are allowing re-entries. They are allowing re-entries. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. Nice shot there. Let me go check and I'll explain the format of this tournament to you. I need to read through it again just for a refresher course here. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to read it right from Facebook here. Welcome to the 2023 Springfield Double Shootout. 2 exclamation points. $10,000 guaranteed first place regardless of entries, exclamation point. Tournament details. All teams bowl 7 games qualifying across 40 lanes. 1 and 4 from A, B, and C squads will make it to Sunday's Cashers round at 8:30 a.m. Pins will carry over from the qualifying, where teams will bowl 5 more games to determine our top 16 for the Baker Bracket match play. Match play will be single elimination, best of 5 matches with byes. Seeds 9 through 16 will bowl round 1, with the winners moving on to bowl seeds 5 through 8. Winners from round 2 will move on to bowl seeds 1 through 4, then so on. First place $10,000, second place $5,000, third and fourth will receive $3,000 each from the bracket, $1,600 for 5th through 8th, and so on and so on. So there is your format for this weekend. What non-bowling hobbies do you have, Mr. Commentator Dude? Okay. What other hobbies? This is going to be a fun one. My name is Mike, by the way. So I just throw that out there. I do have this crazy sunlight coming in from over here. It's like reflecting off of a windshield. It's kind of annoying, but anyway, back to the lanes. Hobbies. I like to go to concerts. I like to watch sports. I like to eat food. I collect vintage toys and autographed books, along with sports memorabilia, including baseball cards. I kind of got this new thing. I've been searching eBay for vintage like track jackets in the teams that I like. It's been kind of a fun one. But I do love me some concerts and sporting events, live entertainment. Outside of that, I like to watch reality shows. And, you know, things like Hard Knocks, America's Got Talent, Bachelor in Paradise. Yeah, there you go. Let's see what else we got in here. Tell Sean hello, one spar to another. Okay, Sally, we'll do that. Mike, if you were the Arizona Diamondbacks, would you rather face the Brewers or the Phillies? I'd rather face the Brewers. That Phillies lineup could get hot. Great to have you back here in St. Louis. Thanks, Dave. Backwards hat and edgy shirt. That guy is too cool. He is too cool. Who is commentating? My name is Mike Flanagan. If you come to this channel, it's pretty much me all the time. I want to know what it's like living in St. Louis area. I'm still working on getting out of my parents' house. I'll try to get into that a little bit later. St. Louis isn't really all it's cracked up to be honest. It's very familiar for me. I wouldn't recommend people move there just to move there. It's kind of tough to kind of break into that city, and you kind of got to know what you're doing. But not the best review on St. Louis, but just being honest with you. There are a lot of other great places to move. But when you have a lot of familiarity and a lot of people there, it's easy for me to want to move back. Shannon, can you move? You can do movie trivia. That's true. I can do movie trivia. Standings posted where? Right now we don't have standings posted anywhere. I'll work on that in a minute. Thanks, Dave, for the help with Kristen. Welcome back to Midwest. Your channel's my favorite. Did you give Packy crap for beating the 50-strike challenge? No, I didn't give him any crap. Let's see. Who's commentating? Why is everybody asking that? Okay. Hi, Mike. I've really been enjoying the coverage, and stream quality is awesome. Got my first ball in 10 years last week. Great, Jason. Welcome back to bowling. Where in Utah? I lived in Ogden. Sean and AJ have it going now. Taking away his man card for watching Bachelor in Paradise. No, Bowler Dan. No. That's a great show. That's cool about the Mike Scroggins sports card. All right, I told everybody Kevin to be here before you know it. And joining us now is Kevin Williams. What up, man?
Hi. Morning.
Great to have you here.
We're back.
This is the third year, dude.
Third year.
I was just talking about that with the audience.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I know, right? Even, we had the COVID year, so it could have been 4, but COVID had other plans. But, yeah, we're here. Year 3. How we feeling? How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. All is well.
Perfect.
All is well on the Western Front.
Hell yeah. People are striking, if you didn't know. Well, actually only 3-4 teams are striking. Everyone else is just bowling all right.
Yeah, and if you bring back 1 and 4, it's like 4.5 on this squad. So, yeah. But we did see a little hiccup here from Sean and AJ starting this game. They got it going now, but they came over to this pair and were struggling a little bit there out of the gate.
Last night we had the sweeper, and scores were really high. But I think they're going to get a lot trickier today. With re-oils, 7 games, I think the traffic, I think they're going to look, and I say tricky, they're not going to be like grind 180 tricky, but the scores will come down the last two just because there's so much oil in the middle part of the lane. I think they'll get a little cliffed. I think it'll be hard to knock them over as Brandon Carlson just gets a weird strike on 28. But yeah, we'll see. It's so funny every year. CT, the tournament director, because I'm just the face of the operation. I don't make all the calls, and he's always like, "How do we bring down scores some?" And every year we want to try to bring down scores a little bit, and it's just hard to do in this center. The center is just easy. Just they hook from everywhere, and they're just easy. So it is what it is. So if you guys like strikes, we got them.
Yeah, and viewership's always great here, and it's great at the holiday doubles, and it's because the pattern shows off talent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's a 15 to 1 or anything out there.
No, it's actually a 4-1, which I say the Enterprise Park Lane rules is whatever the ratio of the pattern is, you can probably add 3 to the ratio. So the ratio is probably more like 7-1, and in bowling terms, that's like the most blended pattern. The 5 to 7 to 1s are going to be way more blended versus like holiday doubles. They get a little cliff because there's too much ratio at times. So there's times where you can see scores get pretty low there, in the back half of the blocks because there's too much cliff in the lane. Where this pattern might not do that as much. I say that there's so much oil in the middle. I bowled last night in the sweeper, and I didn't bowl that great, and my ball didn't hook a whole lot. I think that'll make them tricky. But we will see. Time will tell. I'll tell you one thing, though. If there's one thing for sure, Michael Martell likes this building. Last year, him and Nate crushed them. I don't remember exactly what all they did, but I know that they were leading for a majority. I think they were the 1 seed going into match play, and they ended up losing their match whenever they bowled. But Michael won the sweeper last night, going a trillion over, and he started off with 298. So Martell likes this building a lot.
What was the total funds collected in that fun little thing we did last night?
$31,950 hairs.
That was like 8,000 more than last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have a lot less teams than last year. Last year we probably, before re-entries, we had 80-something on the roster. This year we have about 60. Just bad weekend. Yeah, and our Calcutta went way up. I love that. If the Calcutta goes up every year, people will start showing back up.
How many spots get paid in that thing?
8. It's weird because of the format. Since it's single elimination,
right.
We eliminate 9 through 16, and if I paid 16 with the Calcutta, it would run it pretty thin. So, and the Calcutta usually doesn't pay quite as much as the tournament does, and ratio-wise. So, you got to win a match. You got to win a match to get paid.
Do you know what the men cash is in the Calcutta?
$2,600. It goes $2,600 for 5 through 8. Then it goes $3,200 for 3-4, and then it goes $5,000 for second, $10,000 for first. So first place this week is going to pay $20,000. And I say that because we guarantee it, but every year I always put up a vote for an option to pay the tournament down a little bit because I think most people like to see that, and everyone always does. Every year we've turned that $10,000 up top into $8,000, and we pay the lower spots a little more. It's always the majority vote, but. As of now, $20,000 for first place. It's a good chunk of change for a quick weekend.
Yeah, I got involved in two horses last night.
Yep.
While I'm setting up over here, I just listen.
Yep.
And if I feel like there's some value out there, I make bids. Yeah. I didn't buy anybody last year. I didn't really find a lot of value.
You didn't.
But I did find a little value this year. I like the 2 teams that I got.
Who'd you get? You got Donnie Wilson and Brian Kirkendall.
Yep.
And then what's the other team?
I got Zeke Bates' team.
Oh, nice.
He's not bowling with Jalen now. He's bowling with.
Yeah. Who is he bowling with? I can't tell you the name off the top of my head, but I know that Jalen isn't here.
Yeah, and I don't know why I'm blanking. I'm getting old, but his partner, I know him, and
Tyron.
Yeah, he strikes like crazy. So the 2 teams I bought was $300 for one and $250 for the other, and then of course they each get a third of the action. So I've got about $160 invested into these teams.
Yeah, I like those buys a lot, and I wanted to buy.
I wanted Ronnie Sparks and Jordan Horns.
Yeah, they sent me a text at 10 at night that they weren't going to be there. Right when I was about to bid on them, I called them, and they weren't coming. So.
Oh man.
You love the late dropout the night before the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a bit of a ways for them to come.
I mean, guys that bowl for a living that are good, bowling for 20 grand. They've traveled for a lot more or a lot less.
Sure, no doubt.
It doesn't hurt my feelings if people don't bowl my event, but the courtesy of letting us know and plenty of time in advance, so I'm not bidding them in the Calcutta and things like that. It's just a little frustrating.
True,
but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, that was another team that was on my radar, and then
yeah.
There were a couple of teams that were just kind of hanging out around $600, and you were like going once, going twice, and I'm like, all right, $650, and then they end up going for like $1,500.
Yeah, it was such a weird Calcutta last night. We started the opening bid was like nothing for I was like $100 for the pick of the litter, and it'd go slow and then go slow, and then out of nowhere, next thing you know, people are bidding 100 at a time every 1 second to get up to $3 grand. So. It was a weird one, but we did get a lot of money out of it. I wanted to bid on some more teams, honestly, but it kind of felt weird being the MC of it to bid on them. I bought one team, and I bid on a couple more, but there were some good buys to have out there. Some teams that went for real low, and then that I would have taken. Which that's the key when you buy in the Calcutta. If you're not going to buy all the big teams, like Tony Yarbrough does, you got to buy the sneaky guys that might just sneak out like the last cash.
Tony Yarbrough. This is almost like he saves all year just to buy people in this Calcutta.
Last year he had like teams 1 through 6.
I know.
He had the whole He made money.
Yeah.
He made money, and he bought the teams that have a chance to win.
So
sure.
I'm just gonna, I like to throw hot takes out there, and I like to
Of course.
People sometimes get mad at me. I think I got a very highly decorated bowler that's my friend. I think he's mad at me right now. He won't respond to my text messages.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to say who it is, but
okay.
But because I make comments like this, and I hope everybody understands that this is just me being a commentator, and I'm just calling it like I see it. And a trend is your friend, and if the trend doesn't get bucked, then I'm right. And I hope the trend does get bucked for this guy. But last night, Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robars, how much did they go for? $3 grand?
The most.
3,000. Okay. So I called 2 events last year with Ryan Barnes bowling on something soft.
Uh-huh.
And he couldn't carry.
Okay.
In either event, at all.
Where do you know where the events are at?
Here.
Oh, here, yeah.
Here, and then Nightmare Doubles.
Okay.
Okay. And he couldn't crack an egg. He could hit the pocket all day, but he could not carry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have yet on my streams to see Ryan Barnes
pop off,
kill it. Like even average 230.
Yeah.
On my streams, he just hasn't done it.
Right.
On these easier shots. So my eyes are really going to be focused on Ryan Barnes today.
Yeah.
Because I know how great he is. He's an awesome bowler.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he has gotten cut up in the 2 events I streamed last year that he bowled doubles tournaments.
Yeah.
And when his team went for $3,000 last night.
Well, I'll tell you, I would not expect them to go for the most.
I know Spencer might average 270, which they could still win. But Ryan Barnes is the key for me today.
Well, when they're this high paced, you got to have both guys bowling pretty well. You can't have one guy really carry because to carry, like you said, you'd have to average 270, which is so hard to do. But if you told me that they would be the high team out of this field, I wouldn't be super blown away, but I would be like, probably not. They're probably a top 3 team in the Calcutta, but yeah, they went for the most.
I was a little shocked at that. AJ Chapman 277, Sean Lavery 244.
Current leaders.
AJ goes spare sheet. Brandon here had 245.
And they're looking for 3.
Yeah, and as you can see, Tyler here
speedy.
Yeah.
Why do you think they call him that? As he hums it.
Oh. Wow.
As he hums it 22 miles an hour.
This team's got my attention. Do you know these guys? Do you know Brandon and Tyler?
Brandon is from the Kansas City area. Both of them are hard throwing lefties. They throw it real hard, up 10 all day long. Brandon's from the Kansas City area. He comes down here and bowls some of our events, and he strikes. He knows how to strike. And then Tyler, he's from the Texas area, I'm pretty sure. He's just now hitting my radar. I didn't really know about him until like 2 months ago. But I'm told that he strikes when they're pretty easy, as he just shoots 300. 10 back, no brainer on the last one. You know, if there's a trick to have as a lefty, one-handed or two-handed, on the easy stuff, being able to throw it super hard up the track is always going to be in play. I mean, it's always going to be in play. Those guys are going to be closer on the easy stuff than some of the guys that like to hook it a whole lot, like the Michael Hollemans and Martell. You know, he likes to hook it usually, even though he's bowling so sick. But the guys that throw it hard are going to be closer.
And in case you missed the 300, here is the replay in slow motion.
Slow
Tyler
motion,
McLaren.
still fast. I mean, very unorthodox game. A lot of things to unravel with his game. One, you see the follow-through is kind of in front of him and kind of short. He has reverse tilt, which is not super common, and it's by a lot. His ball kind of looks like a top going down the lane in the opposite way of most spinners, quote-unquote. But, hey, it's not how it looks. It's how it gets done. So, 300. I know he struck a lot last night, too, I'm pretty sure. I think he finished like 10th. As we have Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams with Jake DeVoe and CJ Petrins. Jake and CJ are some up-and-comers that are starting to make a lot of noise. They've made this cut last year, maybe the last 2 years. I know they made it 2 years ago, and me and Eddie Bird lost to them in the match play. I think they made it last year, too.
They had a rough start here to get things started.
They did have a rough start.
Yeah, they had 403.
But these guys are good. They're good. They're putting themselves on the map. Some college kids.
We got Stu Williams and Anthony Lavery here.
Which right now, Stu looks like he has 520 to Anthony's 430. And Stu was saying, hey, whenever we get into match play, you're our anchor, Anthony, because he knows that Anthony knows how to strike when they're a little easier. So the fact that Stu's beating them by 70 is a little shocking.
Yeah. How about a 3-4-10 right there? That's a, you know, when Sean Lavery came over to this pair, he went on lane 27 and left. I think he got 4 through the face, or if not, it was 5. It was the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, I believe, for him when he came over to this pair. So that left lane looks like it's a little sparky. Yeah, at the end of the pattern, especially it's going sideways.
Well, and everybody's just moving to the right, so a lot of people are going to hit. Most people will hit that pair. So if it gets a little tricky, might be a pair that brings the scores down just a little bit.
Everybody just moving one pair to the right every game?
Yeah. Yep. Since we are only using, 10 pairs?
Yep, 10 pairs, 7 games, and then you'll have more teams on the B squad.
Yeah, we've got about 35 teams on B squad, so the skip procedure will be a little different there.
Like
probably
skip
like
1, skip 2 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Usually we try to get them to cover the whole house.
Yep. You're bowling with Casey Murphy this year.
Casey Murphy.
Man, I'm excited about that. I talked about it before you came in here. I'm really excited to see you and Casey bowling together.
Yeah, you know, if anyone knows, me and Casey have been partners in crime he's the reason that I bowl. He is legit the reason that I became a bowler, and I bowl for a living now on tour. And we haven't bowled a doubles event together in a while, so I'm excited to bowl with him. We used to bowl every event together, and then he doesn't bowl quite the events that I started to bowl anymore. He just doesn't do it as full-time as he used to. As Jake just misses a 10-pin. But, yeah, I'm excited to bowl with Casey. If there's anyone that knows this center like the back of their hand, it's Casey Murphy.
I know.
I like to think I know this center like the back of my hand, and he knows it twice as good as me.
If you guys would have went for $3,000, I would have understood that.
So I made a bet. Well, we went for 24. I made a bet with Casey last night that I thought we would go for one of the pickle litters, and he thought it was crazy. So we made a dinner bet on. He thought that we won it. I thought we would, and we didn't. I was actually surprised by that because I think most people know I bowl pretty well in this center. I led the tour stop here.
I know.
And Casey bowls here every day of his life. So I was a little surprised by that. I'm not mad at it because it just saves us a little money. But
you could gamble on the PBA Tour this year in some states, and you were 100 to 1 to win here. So like the odds makers had no clue what was going on.
100 to 1.
I tweeted out before the event. I said if anybody wants to bet this week, Kevin Williams is the guy to bet on it. 100 to 1.
That's crazy.
Like imagine, if we would have had betting readily available. I'm telling you right now, I would have put something on that.
Yeah.
And then I'd have been so mad at Cooley.
Yeah, for sure. I know, dude. That one's gonna sting for a long time for me.
It should.
It's gonna sting
I
for a
mean,
long time.
that was your week, man.
know,
Everything
I
was
know.
going your way.
I know. Don't bring it up, Mike. I'm sorry. I failed.
I have one of those that goes back really far as well. It's not nearly at the level that you're talking about, but it still burns me. So I can
Yeah.
only imagine. I'll tell the story real quick. There were these tournaments in the St. Louis area called Midwest Junior Classics, and
Hot start to this.
and there was one going on, and I qualified very high, and that night I was to accept my Star of Tomorrow award at a banquet, right?
All
So
right.
like this was like setting up to be a great day for me.
Okay.
So I come out, I bowl 804 with 300 to start the day.
All right.
All
Hot
right.
start.
I lead the tournament.
Okay.
I'm the number 1 seed. I bowl 269 in the title match and lose to 279.
Ooh, missed it the wrong time.
And I never won one of those tournaments. I never got a banner. That was the closest I came.
That sucks.
So, you know what I mean? Then I went and accepted my award that night. And just I look back at that day and I go, man,
it could have been like the glorious day.
It could have been, yeah, I did, but I didn't win the tournament.
Yeah.
300, 800, Star Tomorrow Award, finished second.
Big
bowl,
game in the title match.
269, right, yeah.
That is pretty much the same thing as me losing a national PBA title in my hometown. Same caliber. All right, well, not a very hot start for 27-8 of two really good teams between Jake, CJ, and then ALS and Stu. I say not a hot start. Anthony has strike, spare, but he just pretty much 2-8-10 and tripped it into a 2-pin, so that's not a good look. It's not like he just got tapped. AJ Chapman on lane 30. Snaps the 10-pin out. Very convincing strike by Stu. 9-pin falling last. Big high five from Jake. That is just good sportsmanship right there. All right, Sean Lavery, who has, 530? 530 for 2. Last night in the sweeper, we had a breakdown and they had to go to 39 and 40. And Sean is bowling to the right of me, and he asked me a little bit of scouting report on 39-40, and I look up at his score, and he had 558 for 2, so he started off 79-79. So he likes the fresh.
Guys, I'm going to do something a little bit different here, just for a little while. We've got Ryan Scott and James Niffen and Aaron O'Brien, Eddie Bird, Michael Martell, RJ Broget, Darren Breedlove, and Darren Breedlove Sr. And I'm going to do a little picture-in-picture for everybody so that you can kind of watch them bowl, because I know we've got some fans of those folks
I like it.
that are interested in watching them bowl, and I don't think this impacts really what we got going on the main screen.
No, not at all.
And I will pop over to let you look at the scoreboards to kind of know where they're at here after Chapman bowls.
Yeah, we want to see some Martell. He's striking. Finished second at the Masters this year.
Oh.
Chapman almost light 410.
So there are the scores. As you can see, they're just getting underway here.
No doubles yet on the board. Oh,
Yep.
I say that as RJ literally just doubled.
Yep. And is it Broget or Broge?
I
know?
said Broget because it sounds fancier last night in the Calcutta.
That's a good logic.
I mean, if I had to pick, I'm saying Broget. Broge just sounds kind of
So
lazy.
is it Target or Target?
Target, of course.
Right,
Everyone
okay.
says
I'm just
Target.
making sure. Just making
If
sure.
I know one thing, it's that I'm a real good reader. So I was not butchering any names last night.
You know, I kind of feel like, you see how in the booth, Kevin Williams and Mike Flanagan down
Yeah.
there, it doesn't look good with the way I have
I
this
agree.
thing cut. So I either need to make that font smaller or I need to enlarge this this thing. So I'm going to enlarge this thing and just move it down a hair. All right, you guys ready for this magic? There we go.
Oh,
That's
huge miss messenger Martell as the magic was happening in the.
a little bit better there.
Yeah, that looks good.
We just keep trying to dial it in.
I like it. Game 2 standings. Would you like to call these, Flanagan, or would you like me to call them?
Why don't you call them out?
I'll go ahead and call them out.
You'll be our celebrity reader.
Celebrity reader. Guys, I suck at reading. All right. Game 2 standings. Springfield doubles. Shootout. In first place still, Sean Lavery, AJ Chapman at 1077. They had 520 game 2. In second, with a big game 2 of 555, is Russo and Ormsby. In third place, we have Brandon Carlson and Speedy. I'm just going to call him Speedy. We're just going to know because he had 300. They had 545 game 3. So those 3 teams had big game 3s. In fourth, we have Aaron O'Brien and Eddie Bird. They're at 1,000 even after 2. In fifth place, we have Michael Martell and Bourget, because that is what we're calling him. Bourget, they are at 975. That is a plus 175. And then in sixth place, we have Ryan Scott and Niffin at 966. Just below them is Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams at 963. Scores are pretty tight. Then you go down all the way to 10th. You've got the lady team at 917. And then it kind of falls off a little bit after that. So we want to look around 5th place in this squad, which right now is Bourget and Martel at 175 over 975 with 3 teams within 30 of them. So some striking going on. I mean, 550, 550, 520 game 2 for the top 3 teams. Those are big games. It's always funny when I see scores like this, when they're higher. There's so many different ways you can get there. Is it like, do both guys both shoot 250, 250?
Right.
Does one guy shoot 300 and the other guy shoots 220? And you kind of get a little bit of that where, you know, McLean had 300 the last game and his partner had 240, which is a good game. Then you have 44, 77, 67, 88. The doubles chemistry, it doesn't matter how you get there.
I'll tell you what, Stu is being so nice to it at the bottom right now. He is just rolling that thing.
He's real good this year.
I don't know what ball he's using right now, but it looks like an ace, like a big ace.
It is, I think.
Is that an exotic gem or something? Or
it's one of the newer ones, but it has some surface on it. I know I haven't, you know, I can't keep up with the bowling balls nowadays. Messenger falls on lane 29 for Sean Lavery, and he is thrilled. Look how ecstatic he is with that Messenger.
Yeah, he's pumped.
I mean, just pure energy. This is Anthony's 5th balk already through 3 games.
And Anthony's like, you know what? What Sean just did there, I got to think about that for a minute.
He's like, am I the better brother, or is he the better brother?
Oh,
Stuff, line pin for Jake. I don't know if he liked that or didn't like that because he kind of like waved at it. I don't know if he expected that.
Wait, don't look now, but Tyler just came off a 300, right?
Yes.
And he's got the front 4 here. So that's 16 in a row.
So
I wonder what he finished with the game.
Well, he shot 220 the first game, so he probably didn't strike a whole bunch. 221.
But I wonder if he went if he struck
like
out.
Back 5. I don't know. Maybe we have to ask him. We need a sideline reporter to go out there and get the scoop. AJ Chapman on 29. Wrap 10 after his partner just gets the Messenger 10.
Here's a score update, 35 through 38 for those watching the picture-in-picture. You got Eddie Bird on the front 3 up on lane 35. Just celebrated a birthday last week. Happy birthday to the Bird Man.
That's my horse. Those are the teams I bought last night.
Flying high. Oh.
You just had to say happy birthday and show him. Just black clouding my guy on the front 3.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. There we go.
Little spare conversion for AJ. Routine spare from a professional bowler.
El Bolo Loco says, Mike, loved the 50 strike bowling challenge video. Thank you. Thank you.
Too bad you lost.
No, we won. We won.
Oh, did you? I didn't watch the whole thing, to be honest.
I
have to go home and film mine.
We did beat Packy.
What'd you guys do it in? How many shots?
Oh, we beat him by 1.
Oh.
Yeah, it came down to the wire.
I'm coming for you guys.
Well, that's fine.
I'm coming for you guys.
I hope you do. Amanda Hawes says, Kevin, your biggest fan. Ray Lynn says, hi.
She is awesome.
Thank you for taking a few seconds saying hi to her last night. Made her night for sure.
Yeah, got a FaceTime from the little cutie. She is a shy one, but she's awesome. I have a video on my phone of her singing a song of mine from years ago. And I will just always keep that video because I love it. Love the support from the little geese. A lot of messengers.
And folks, I know ads do play throughout this broadcast. It is one of the ways that we do help pay for the equipment.
100%.
If we are in the middle of a conversation or you missed anything at all when an ad plays, it's out of our control. There is a DVR that is on YouTube, okay? The DVR here will allow you to hit the back button, or you can hit on your screen if you're looking on a phone. You can tap it to the left, and you can go back and you can listen to what we had said, and then you can get caught up. So I apologize that we have ads, but at the same time,
Part of it?
a lot of people have come to me and said, why don't you just put Inside Bowling behind a paywall? Like, why don't you just charge a monthly fee, like, Bowl TV, Flow Bowling, Extra Frame, whatever, over the years.
Right.
And, I just love the YouTube platform, and yeah, the ads are there. And if the ads really, 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 really bug you, what you
Get
could
premium.
do, you could buy YouTube Premium, and
Which
the
is like $19.
the ads go away.
Yeah.
So there are options for you out there. I do apologize that we have ads, but at the same time, monetizing the channel.
It's necessary.
Absolutely it is.
Necessary.
We do, or the other thing would be, and this isn't me begging for money or anything, but we do have super chats enabled on this channel.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Beef and Barnsey, on their show, for whatever reason, they get a ton of super chat revenue. Like, people just donate money. Like,
You get to talk and say what they want to say. Yeah.
And you can do that here. I
love that. I wish people would. How much does it cost?
Whatever they want to do, $1, $5, $10.
I think people should implement that because I think that's fun.
So, if people want to do that, they can do that. Sometimes it happens on our broadcast. And
I might do it right here sitting next to you.
Well, you don't have to do that. But I'm just saying. So
I just want to do a super chat.
I'm saying if all of a sudden a super chat came in rampant for a weekend, I might turn the ads off for the videos.
Yeah.
Because there's, it offsets it.
Well, yeah, for sure. I get it.
Anyway, so there's just a little behind the scenes of the business of doing live stream bowling tournaments for people.
You're 100% right. YouTube is king now. I mean, just to stay on this platform, I think is a smart way to go about it. Everyone's on YouTube. Everyone watches videos, short, long.
Well, it is. And, here's another thing that I don't think a lot of people, this is kind of morbid, but we've seen a lot of people pass away recently. I did a little intro at the beginning. We talked about Bill Christman passing away at the open of the show here. But one thing about YouTube is this stuff lives on forever.
Right.
So you might be listening to this sometime in 30, 35, and I'm long gone.
Just show my grandkids, hey, I was sitting next to Mike Flanagan.
Well, and I was thinking I'd be sitting next to Kevin Williams, winner of America's Got Talent 2024. But I still think you need to go do that.
I know.
I still think you need
I got
to do
other
that.
thing in the work, okay? I'll fill you in on them.
All right.
Anthony with his 6th balk. I wish I knew the real number, how many times he's balked.
What is going on?
I don't know. I'm a big believer of balking, though. If you don't feel good, back off. Don't waste the shot. I balk, but not this much.
I would like to be home, sometime Sunday night, though.
Yeah, you think he's going to be the one that causes us to be super late?
No, I mean,
Well, if he makes it to the title match, he's
that's
balking
what I
3
mean.
times a
That's
match.
right, exactly. And wasn't it Sean that got a little chirpy here when things got a little?
It was Anthony last year.
Was it Anthony?
It was against Cameron Crowe and Jarrell.
Okay.
Remember that whole?
I remember like it was yesterday. I remember.
I like Chirpy. I like Chirpy because it's entertaining. All right, Anthony off of balk number 6. It's gonna be a pretty good one. If you balk, the next one's gonna be good because you're dialed in, and it was perfect. 10 back. 269 points left for Anthony Lavery. He's gonna make a ball change here probably, if I had to guess. As Chapman gets up on lane 29 here. He has not struck very much this game. He's working on spare. Has gone 10-pin. And he I don't like that. Barely got the 10-pin out there as well after he just went 10-pin. Barely snapped that one out. Might be a ball change time for him as well. The thing about this scoring pace is like those hits do matter. When they're a little lower, if you're hitting the pocket and you might shoot 220, you probably stay in that ball because you know it's not going to get you in trouble. But here, if you're getting tapped 3 shots through 7 frames, you're behind the pace.
Checking on the scores over here.
Breed loves picking this 4-9, I feel like.
You think so?
Yeah. Bang. Oh. That would have been awesome if I just called that like that.
Anthony Lavery, 269.
Stu's got 280 left. Big game.
Oh.
Miss Messenger in front. Still a big game. He's got 259 left. It's a lot. 518 or whatever that number is. Math. CJ looking to double up in the 10th for 230. Does a little squat. Looks like he struck. Can't really tell. 240, 230 for Jake and CJ. Pretty decent game. Not going to hurt you, not going to help you when scores are this high early. You're just going to kind of be at a little above the pace. Do you have a prediction of number yet?
No.
I know you're good at that.
No, not at all. I'll tell you the last event that I did up in Iowa.
Spot on.
Cam Crow was in the booth. It was like beginning of B squad. And I said the cut's going to be 10. He's like, no, it's going to be more like 40 or 50. I'm like, it's going to be 10.
Yeah.
The cut number was 10.
Yeah, you're good at that stuff.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
I have my early prediction of the number, but it's so tough. It's so tough. We have re-entries. The squads look a little different than they usually do. Scores are high. And Carlson doubles up on the left lane. Ball change, trip 9-pin. Oh, and he slaps it out in his fill ball for CJ. Stu's ball is going through the pins very well. Like, not much deflecting going on. It's running over the 8-pin.
Yeah. No doubt.
He's been bowling good this year.
I'll tell you, it's good to see Stu in the field. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, he hasn't bowled here yet.
For about 45 minutes, I talked to him yesterday, and he seems like he's in a really good spot mentally.
Well, when you're bowling good, it makes it easier, and he's been bowling really well. He just won Longview doubles about a month ago in Longview, Texas, with Anthony. He had a good year on tour.
He normally wouldn't drive 9 hours to go to an event, he was telling me, but Anthony said, I'll drive. Just come to my house, and I'll drive us up. And he said it was a very peaceful drive, and then the news of Bill Chrisman came out, and he said, you know, it was kind of nice knowing I was going to bowl a bowling tournament and being in the car with Anthony gave him a lot of time to kind of reflect.
Yeah.
You know, when things like that happen, man, it can really put things in perspective for folks.
100%. The bigger picture, people kind of forget why we're here and what we're doing, and yeah, it sucks. I didn't really know Bill Chrisman too well when I started kind of like hitting the scene a little bit bigger. I, went to Brunswick, so I never really got to have too many conversations with him, but I've heard nothing but good things. And, I've seen a lot of posts from everyone from every brand. When stuff like this happens, you're not separated by brands. We're just a bowling community. So no matter if you've been with Brunswick for 100 years or whatever company, having him pass sucks for just the bowling industry in general.
Well, the one thing I really thought was cool was Brunswick actually sent out a social media post regarding.
Today we're Storm Nation.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, that's just how, and that's the beauty of the bowling community. There's times where people take sides or whatever, but at the end of the day, it is a big family, and everyone does care. We lose sight of that sometimes, but when it comes down to it, life's too short to worry about what brand you bowl for and what company you work for. So rest in peace to Bill. Like I said, I never got to really meet him, but I've heard nothing but good things. Heath with the Deadwood clearing on lane 30. Sean looking to cover his 10-pin in the 9th. He has 258 left. AJ is struggling a little bit. He can't quite get that 10-pin out. I couldn't tell if he made a ball change after he struck in the 7th. I don't know if that was a ball change or not, but I did say I didn't like how it barely got the 10 out, and then he flat 10 the next shot. Sean, I don't even know. He picked it, but it looked like he didn't pick it. Oh, and then he just gave a fist pump. Let's see what Chapman does here. I think he needs to make not a slight adjustment. I think it needs to be a big adjustment. If it's a little bit of an area change, a completely different shape of a bowling ball, but he's gone flat 7, barely gets the 10 out. Sorry, flat 10, barely gets the 10 out first strike, and then he flat 10s again. So I'd like to see a 7-board move left, throw it a little slower, get a little steeper. That's exactly what he did. And then he gets the 9 out.
I'm going to reverse our picture-in-picture here.
All right.
Since we only have one team bowling, or one pair of bowling.
Aaron O'Brien, 235 left. Looks like he picked up a split in the 6. I could not tell you what that split was. Eddie Bird has 257 left, so they have a 490 game left. It's not bad. Michael Martell. Ooh, ran it out a little bit. 10 back. Michael has 237 left. His partner, Bourget. Broget? I'm going to change it up every time I say it. He's got 245 left. A rough stop for them with a double 9 spare, 7-2, 9 spare. But he has a 3-bagger since then. Eddie Bird, 10 back in the 9th. Come on, horsies.
Chase Rhodes wants me to explain that when a guy walks across the lane to clear a deadwood, how it doesn't really mess up the...
You know what's funny is I was going to bring that up. Because I remember I used to run a singles event at Lighthouse Lanes, which was a little 16-lane center just down the road from here. Used to be a Christian bowling alley. And I ran a singles event for 2 years. And we put out a really long pattern one year with a bunch of volume. And the lane wouldn't strip very well, so the pin decks got super slick. So pins were sliding everywhere. And I didn't know how to set up pins with the little pin stick thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I would just, we would just go under there, and we would go under the pin deck. We'd just set it up real quick. Just slide under there, and then we'd hop over the pin deck. I remember Craig Hendrick, who's from here, was complaining to me. He's like, every time you do that, you're messing up the pattern, and my ball's going to hook more. I was like, Craig, I am laying in the pin deck. I promise you, you will never see your ball doing anything at the pin deck. It's not affecting it in the slightest.
Right.
It has already done its hook phase and everything. But he wouldn't have complained if he was probably winning this match. I think he was bowling bad. But it was just funny. I was like, that's not true, right? Like, this isn't affecting it.
This pattern is 44 feet in lane.
Yep.
And after 44 feet, there's no oil applied.
Correct.
So if you walk anywhere past there, the lane is stripped.
Completely stripped.
Now, if somebody wants to get super technical with this, you could say, well, there is some carry down.
Yeah.
And
a little bit.
You could potentially be affecting a little bit of carry down.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say a very minuscule amount of oil would be down there.
Yeah. And when you're walking to get a deadwood, you're at like 55 feet of the lane.
Yeah.
Your
ball don't have much more time
you're
to get
not at
to
the
pocket.
rangefinders. If you're at the rangefinders and you're walking around, maybe. But no, not right before the masking units. It's not affecting it at all.
No.
I did Fox had a digital team come through, and they were doing some trick shot videos and just random stuff while they were shooting some content for next year. And I did my shoot, wasn't warmed up at all, and the girl's like, if you don't strike on your first ball, you have to wrap for us. And I'm like, I'm not even warmed up, not even taped up, nothing. I feel like I'm set up for failure. I look at the lane because they had been doing trick shots and stuff.
Yeah.
The front part of the lane, all I could see is footprints all over the front part of the lane. I threw my first shot, it hooked immediately, and I took like 3 off the right. I was like, this is terrible. It's terrible. I didn't strike for 30 minutes filming with them because people were doing penguin slides on the front part of the lane. All right, Aaron O'Brien checks out for 235. That's a good bailout there. Eddie Bird can shoot 257. That'll be a decent game. Be a little bit above the pace. As James Kniffen gets the first one in the 10th. He's got 241 left. I think scores are coming down a little bit.
Eddie Bird and Aaron O'Brien, 528, 472. They're at exactly 1,000.
Yep. They're in 4th, right?
Yes.
They're at about what you want the number, what we think the number is.
Yeah, they're chilling. They're chilling.
They are chilling. That's in a little bit.
Oh.
And
4
tens.
pin would have been like appropriate there.
Yeah, that's tough. I think scores are coming down as I look around. There's a couple guys still striking. Mark Henniger, 279. His partner, 246. Andrew Smith. But they were at the bottom of the standings after one. So they're trying to fight their way back up there for 520. But we're already starting to see some 460s, 470s, where a lot of people are shooting 520 to start. So I think scores are coming down a little bit.
Martell, he's human.
He is human.
He's
216 is his lowest game by 50.
Yeah. Ivan Drago's been cut.
By 50 for his career in this building.
You see, he's not a machine. He's cut.
Which they were in 5th at 975 plus 175, and they're not going to bowl a very big game here. So this one's going to hurt him a little bit. Eddie just gets the 4-pin off that. That hurts. Scores are coming down a little bit. We like to see that sign. As I look over, and Brandon Carlson has 226, his partner still striking. His streak comes to an end. He had the front 5. He missed in the 6th for Speedy. He has 257 left over there as I look. Bourget. Speedy. Bang. He's striking. Speedy shoots. Where are they at? 220, 300, 257. So after a little bit of a slow start, Shaker 5-pin on 28. Anyone going to hold their hands up? It's like a 4.5 pin. It's a little bit off spot to the left because it kind of wiggly. Bourget looking to double up. Martell, I don't know if he was punching the table a little bit. Not punching, but he's kind of hitting the table a little bit. I don't know if he's a little upset with the 2-teen or he's a little pumped because his partner doubled up. But Bourget and Martell are going to shoot 439 with their strike in the fill. It's a little bit lower than the pace, but I think it's coming down, like I said.
Hey, real quick, we'll bring you into the booth. Mike and Kevin here with you. Just wanted to say
Let
hello.
me sit up.
Glad you're with us here today, watching continuing coverage here, opening round coverage actually of the Springfield doubles. Second time streamed here this year. The PBA was here. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
It was really cool to come out here and
How
see
sick was the atmosphere?
Oh, it was.
I was very surprised. I was very proud.
It was awesome.
Very proud of my city for putting on. That was fun. Even though I lost, it was fun.
I got to tell you, it was really cool setting up Bowl TV stuff in this center, and coming here doing these events on this network. But to be here with the PBA and Bowl TV was really special.
Steve loved it. Steve Weimer is the proprietor here, and I call him the biggest bowling nerd. He might not be the biggest because I don't know all the bowling nerds, but I know that he loves bowling as much as anyone else.
He's up there.
He's up there. Like he just genuinely loves the game, and to see the amount of fans that were here throughout the week and seeing the best in the world in his building. I mean, you could have given him the worst news ever and he would have still been smiling. I mean, he had a blast. He was so pumped after he came up and he was like, that was awesome. Just seeing everyone rooting, and I was like, perfect, Steve. It's what we wanted.
That's right.
It's what we wanted. And now we got Springfield doubles. Springfield doubles shootout. The first best tournament in this building, Then we got the Greater Ozarks Open.
Yep.
Which is in year 60?
66, yeah.
66 years. That's a long time. Long time. And then, the PBA event is third. They just can't be before us. Hi, Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith gives me a nice little smile and a wave. Just a nice guy. All right. Early doubles for everyone on lane 29 and 30 between Anthony, Stu, Jake, CJ. Spoke too soon. CJ did not. Blower, 7-pin. Starting to get some new teams into the live stream. Since everyone's just moving one to the right, we kind of are going to see the same teams for a little bit, but now we're starting to get some of the teams we haven't seen. And Mike Ormsby. Ormsby, is that how you say it? Ormsby?
Yeah, I believe so.
And Matt Russo. Russo, part of the High Rollers for the PBA League. We were just in Maine 3 days ago or whatever it was. Not even 3. Yeah, no, 3 days ago. And he is now here bowling in Springfield, Missouri. Who would have thunk it? Matt, early double, looking for a 3-bagger on lane 28. DV8 Staffer.
Yeah, and who was he supposed to bowl with originally?
He was supposed to bowl with Eric Kamowski.
That's right.
And Eric Kamowski broke his finger this morning, or hand, or something last night.
Yeah, yesterday, I believe, yeah.
So a late pickup of Ormsby. And they are in, where were they at? They're in second after 2. At 10:66, they had 5:11, 5:55 for their first 2. I don't know what they shot game 3. I really couldn't tell you. I can't quite see the score to do the math, and if I even knew the score, I'm just not that great at math in the morning. Ormsby, 10 back. Those are good. Where's he from? He's wearing a bone, like a whatever
training
the bone training thing is. So is he from the East? Because Russo's also from East. I wonder if he flew in to bowl with him.
I don't know if he would have booked a flight. 24 hours notice.
He's like from St. Louis area. I don't know. I don't know where he's from, but late addition to the team. As Anthony hates that one on 29 and strikes for a 3-bagger early on. Roger Harford. And Seth couldn't pronounce his last name if I had 10 tries.
Tegmeyer. We also will bounce over here for just a second.
Okay.
Here are the other players that are bowling here. We've got Eddie Bird again with Aaron O'Brien, Ryan Scott, James Kniffen, Brent Coleman, Jonathan Hawes, Johnny Clark, and Dylan Burns. And we will pip it out.
Yeah. Dylan Burns. This guy is been an underrated bowler for a long time, I feel like. Guys know he's good, but they just don't talk about him. Dude had the 9-game record. I mean, every time he gets on live stream, I have to bring up that he averaged $2 billion at holiday doubles one year. As Brent gets an early strike to start game 4 of 7. 7 games across 10 pairs today for these teams in the squad. Kniffen, early double. Him and Ryan Scott are perfect through 2 frames. Dylan giving him a slow wheel like he does. Early strike. A lot of emotion coming from Dylan, guys. He's a fiery guy. Obviously, I'm kidding. He's very calm, cool, and collected.
Oh, it looks like I got rid of our in the booth.
Yeah, they need to know who's talking.
Yep.
You need to know about us. Aaron O'Brien stepping up. Frame 3. Miss in the second. Now, bowling is all a mindset. And me personally, I feel like sometimes when I'm bowling and scores are higher like this, and I don't start off a game with like a 3-bagger, it kind of gets to me. Because then I think, well, I already have a miss super early. If I were to get tapped later in the game, I'm now behind the pace. So to start off strike, spare, strike, kind of gets in your head a little bit where you're like, man, I need to throw a 4-bagger real quick to get back to where I need to be.
We've got one Sydney Bone here in the booth, or in the chat, I should say, helping us out here in the booth.
With
Ormsby? I was
Ormsby?
trying to say. It says Ormsby's home center is Howell Lane, same as Matt Russo and Parker Bone.
Nice.
Well, Sydney, could you please ask
where is he from?
How he got here? Like why?
He teleported.
Yeah, right. Like, was he just hanging out in St. Louis randomly, and then Matt was able to get him to bowl, and as a last-minute substitute? Does he go to Wichita or something? Like, well, how did this happen? He really didn't book a flight in like 3 hours notice or 8 hours notice and fly in for this, did he? Please give us a little more information.
He just booked a PJ real quick, flew up here.
Let's see. And Sydney then says he's the head mechanic for Howell Lanes and Bones Elite Training. He's insanely good at bowling, but he never bowls big tournaments.
And here he is, bowling this big
So
tournament.
did he actually fly? Like,
Yeah, I'm so confused.
so Matt Russo's like, oh man, my partner's out. Who can I possibly get to bowl with
Hey,
me?
guy from the East
And
Coast.
he's like, you know what? I'm gonna call Howell Lanes, and I'm gonna get somebody to come down from New York on
Hey, is
like
your guys mechanic
18
busy?
hours notice. No way this happened. No way, Sid. You got to tell us what happened.
Yeah,
here.
we need to know, because
Need
if
more-
so,
Need more
I owe that
info.
guy a beer. I think Matt owes him a beer as well. If he
Yes,
drinks,
so
or an apple juice.
he was working in the back yesterday as the mechanic, and got a text from Matt around 11 a.m. saying he needed a partner to bowl. So he flew here. That flight had to be so expensive.
Yeah, and we have a small airport here. It's 10 gates, so it's not like
There's no
it's a hub.
unless he probably flew to St. Louis and came down with Russo.
I would imagine
right?
so, yeah. That'd be a little cheaper, but
But I mean, that had to be at least round trip, at least $450.
see, my flights are more expensive than that where I fly out of, but
I mean, it had to be at least $450.
I was thinking closer to like $1,000.
Matt actually booked the flight around 2 p.m. and Mike for coverage for his. God, I'm not making any sense of this. Matt actually booked the flight around 2 p.m. and Mike for coverage for his shift and packed his bags and flew out. Okay, that might have been a voice to text or something there.
Covered his shift.
Covered.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a good loyalty to bring someone in like that.
Well, they better cash. I mean, that's.
Well, they need to do more than just cash.
All right, let's looky at game number 3 scores here. Your tournament leaders are Mr. Ormsby and Mr. Russo.
Okay.
Ormsby and Russo with the lead.
Oh, they're leading, so they had a good game 3. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
so I guess what we should do is I
500.
guess we should do a flip skis here.
Get the tournament leaders involved.
Yeah, let them.
And they have the backstory of Ormsby, the late flight, one day, not even a day in advance.
Okay, so Ormsby bowled 233, 288, 257, 778.
That's a good set.
Russo snapped him off by 10, 788 to start.
These guys just have chemistry.
278, 267, 243. Then second now, and that's 1566 is that total. 1561, Sean Lavery and A.J. Chapman.
Okay.
789 and 772 for those guys.
Okay.
Brandon Carlson and Tyler McLaren now are in third at 1493.
So a little bit of a drop off.
Tyler bowled 778. Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams 1491. Stu opened with 783. O'Brien and Bird are fifth now at 1458. Sixth is Scott and Kniffen at 1442. At 1414 we have Martel and Broget. Nobody else is 1400 or more. Mark Henninger did have 279 the last game.
He started off at 160.
Pate and Mesky, people were asking 1367. They bowled 466, 451, and 450. Very consistent. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now.
So you have a cut number? What's your prediction? I need an early prediction. You can't see this whole squad and make a prediction. You're the guru of guesses.
All right, this is just a complete guess right now.
Yeah, it is. It is a complete guess.
I'm gonna go. $517 over.
517. It's a lot. It's a big number. It's a big number. 517. That's your early prediction.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be that high. Last year was 454, but we cut to 35 last year or something. We're not going to cut to that much this year. I think this will be about the same number as last year.
And that's four.
I'm going to say 472.
All right.
472 is my early prediction. I thought it was actually going to be lower than that as well. Because I'm curious to see. We haven't been to this part of the tournament where you have 3 games, these last 3 games. I'm curious to see what it does. As you see, Anthony Lavery gets the late fall of the 7-10. Those hits start to not happen, and then you get tapped for 220, which right now he's still got 270 left, but that's what I notice whenever they're super clipped like this.
So in the chat here, I guess I'm going to post. People are wanting to know where to find standings and all the updates and stuff. So
Jessica just asked me, do you want us to email them to you so you can post them on here?
So I think I'm just going to do this for right now. I'm gonna pin this comment in here. I'll figure out a better strategy and flow system here for the next squad. YouTube has changed a couple things here where it doesn't make things real easy on me to pin this thing in here. Hey, were you upset that I put Chapman on the thumbnail instead of you this year?
I was so pissed.
I figured you would be.
No, not at all.
We just switched it up.
No,
I
you're good.
I looked at the list and I was like, hey, we're gonna.
I don't need to be the face of it. I'm good.
Well, to be brutally honest here, it's hard finding new photos of you.
I got plenty of them. You could have just asked. It's fine.
All
It's
right.
totally fine.
All right.
I could have sent you like a mirror selfie or something.
No. I need an action shot. Or,
I got plenty of them.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't post them that
The
often.
PBA media gallery has changed.
Oh,
and
really?
I don't have access to everything anymore. It stops in like 2021.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them just in my phone for
Okay.
a
All
rainy day.
All right.
Like if Mike Flanagan texts me and says, you have a cool photo of you bowling. But he didn't. Instead, he
No,
said,
I didn't. I said
I
screw
want
it.
someone better.
I'm going somewhere else.
That's fine. That's fair.
I think you'll out-average Chapman, even though he's posting huge numbers right now.
I hope you're right at this point because he's crushing them. So if I'm averaging him,
Yeah,
I'm doing some striking.
let's see,
He had like 780 or something.
Yeah, Chapman, 772.
Yeah. Hey, Martin, I am bowling. I'm bowling the next squad. Tune in. Watch me and my partner bowl.
And the roster's been changed a little bit from... I don't even know if a roster's posted on that link that I put in there.
I haven't posted a roster. I guess I could. I kind of forgot to. You know.
People just want info, man.
I know they do. That's my bad. Eddie Bird, missed messenger. Those are those hits that I'm talking about. I think start getting tapped a little bit. Some guys are going to keep striking, like a Matt Russo who has the front 8 because he's a stud with his less than 24-hour pickup as a partner, and they're leading. That's a pretty cool story. I mean,
No doubt.
in less than a day's notice, and then they just show up and they're just leading the event right now. A lot of bowling to go for a whole weekend, but this is as good a start as they could ask for. Russo, front 8, looking to make it front 9.
Whee!
A little fist pump, little run out. You want to know a pet peeve of mine in bowling?
Yeah.
I hate that 90% of bowlers, after they strike, when they turn around, they all look down. Look, Anthony Lavery just did it. Just looks at the approach as he gets off. Matt Russo, front 9. Fist pumps, looks down at his feet as he's walking off the approach. But my other pet peeve as well is when people throw a shot and then they're looking at everyone to see if they're looking at them. You need to be in between. You need to not make eye contact with people, but keep your head up. I hate when people just have their head down. It's weird.
So
Everyone's
going
gonna
to
do
like
it.
looking off into space?
Yeah, just got.
Don't focus on any
You know, it's,
people.
I notice this a lot. And you know who does it? Who does it perfectly? Frankie Love, Francois Lavoie. When he bowls, he throws a shot and then he, has his head up, but he's not really making eye contact with you because I feel like if you make eye contact, it's like, did you watch me just strike? He just kind of looks into the distance. I don't know why it bugs me, but it does.
So I just watched Stu Williams. It looks like he did it properly for you.
He does it properly.
But here's the thing: you got to know where the step down is. There's a pretty big step down here.
How long
So-
have all these guys been bowling?
So
How long do they know what the approach is? It's just feel. It's like when you go home and you're walking to the bathroom and the lights are off. You just know how to get to your bathroom. Same thing. You know how long the approach is.
there's another balk.
This is Bach 8, I think, now. 270 left.
All right. Well, so basically,
I hope there's a glass broken for you now and you notice how everyone looks.
if I were to rejuvenate my bowling career and never have to bowl you for a title, I know what I'm doing the entire time.
Which one are you doing? Are you going to stare at your feet or stare at me?
I might actually do the first one and then walk back up on the approach and then come back and do the other one.
Do both at the same time?
Maybe just like drop a piece of tape up there on purpose, go back up to get it, do the opposite coming back.
That would mess with me, only because I know you'd be doing it.
Yeah.
Watch Russo. He's on the front 9. He's going to strike here for the front 10. He's going to look down at his feet. I don't know why. It just bugs me a little bit. It's not really that big a deal, but it is to me.
All right.
That's left the whole way.
Yep, and it still strikes.
Look, head down.
Because it's
head
almost
down.
a 5-to-1 ratio.
Yeah. Another balk. I've never seen back-to-back.
What is going on, dude?
I've never seen back-to-back balks before.
What is the story here?
That's balk number 8, 9. Jake strikes.
What is the dealio?
See, Jake walk back. Just doesn't really make eye contact with anyone but his teammate. All right, surely not a third balk. All right.
It's not affecting his bowling. It's not affecting the scoreboard.
I'm a big believer in box because if it doesn't feel right. $2.79 left for ALS. Anthony Levy Spur. Matt Russo front 10 looking to make it front 11. That one was right compared to the last one. Messenger falls. Hi, CT, the manager of this center. Late Messenger. Matt Russo, front 11. Anthony Lavery gets the second one, 10th for 270. Got Roger looking to double here on lane 28. Little puke 10-pin. Head down.
Eddie Berg can still bowl 268. His partner, Aaron O'Brien, can still bowl 280.
See, all these missed messengers are starting to happen. I don't know if you guys saw the one on 32. That was a banger messenger. Holy moly. Speedy.
So here is one Matt Russo, former PBA Rookie of the Year. Looking for the second 300 of the event.
Light 7-pin in the 11th. Let's see if he gets this one to face up. That one's better. The other two were not as good. That one was good.
That's a great shot there.
300. And look, head down the whole way. He just shot 300 in the tournament. He's leading this event with his partner who just flew on a PJ to get here this morning. And he's got his head down.
So
it bugs me.
Two 300s. You know what they have in common?
They didn't miss.
They're both left-handed.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Both left-handed.
I want to be left-handed. Oh, wait.
Speaking of left-handed, Beef and Barnsey about 4 years ago invited me on their show for a PBA mock draft.
Okay. Oh.
And on the PBA mock draft, I selected all left-handers.
All right.
For my team.
Was this like for the year or?
It was for like the actual like draft, who was available at the time, like who
in the PBA league.
In the PBA league about 4 years ago, yeah. And they kind of sort of made fun of me for this, and I'm looking for what I sent these guys.
Stu Williams with the late 9-pin. The late 9-pin. First one in the 10th.
Here it is. So I selected Ryan Simonelli with my first pick.
Okay.
Packy Hanrahan with my second pick. Matt McNeil with my third pick.
Yep.
Matt Sanders with my fourth pick, and Michael Martell with my fifth pick.
Nice.
Okay. Now, there were other lefties that weren't available that were already on other teams.
Yep.
So I just picked those 5 lefties.
Yep.
Simonelli went on to be the MVP this year.
Yeah.
And there was only one team with 2 lefties, and they won the league.
Yep.
So I sent Stu and Chris a little texty. And I said, hey, how do you think this would have played out this year?
Yeah.
And they both said that
I'll tell you this.
it's gotten a little bit better on the left there.
No, actually disagree with that.
Okay.
Packy's ball reaction wasn't good. My ball reaction wasn't good. Jacob is injured, so I don't know if you can even count him. But the guy, it was all or nothing for the lefties. It was
Well,
like
Graham didn't miss.
Graham bowled well. Graham and Sim bowled well. Parker bowled well at the right time, so it
He
kind of
had
made
some squirrely ball
it
reaction.
made it look like he was bowling better than he was because he clutched up and they
Yeah,
won
yeah.
the roll off. But if you look at his stats, he didn't strike a lot. Simonelli and Graham bowled insane. They bowled good. They bowled sick.
Well, I'm just telling you, if they ever want to let me be a captain in that league or a manager, I'm drafting all lefties.
I have a full restructure in my notes of how I think the league should be, and a lot of us talked about it this week about what it should look like. Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people like the team aspect and want to see more of it. The bowlers do, and the fans do. So one event just isn't enough. I think everyone can agree with that.
So 280 for Aaron O'Brien. The Birdman's flying high. Can look for 268 here.
No, you can't. 238.
Excuse me, 238. Yeah, I added an 11th
I wish it was
frame.
268.
I added an 11th frame there for him. It's my bad. Trying to give him more. Celebrate his birthday. Ryan Scott had the 285 there.
See, this is what I say, like how to get there. 500's a good score, but both teams have a guy that has 280 and the other one has 220, 230. It's a good team game, but it's just funny to see how you get there. Do you have one guy that just really pops off, or do you both just bowl weather?
Eddie's had a really good day. He just had that 10 frame bad break on that 410.
Yeah. Kniffin. Eddie Bird strikes in the field for 238. That is 518 for a team. That's a good team game. With the people on their pair shooting 505 and Ryan Scott, James Kniffin.
Our other pairs down below, they are in game 5 now.
Yeah, they're bowling a little quicker.
Just FYI, they are in game 5 down there.
Dylan Burns working on a 4-bagger. He has 260 points left. His partner, only 201 left. So Dylan wanted to hold the heavy load, at least for this game. Get to 460, not really lose ground, not really gain ground. It's kind of about the pace.
We should be done around 12:30, back at 1:30 with B Squad.
Bang.
And you've got 35 teams or so.
What jersey is this that Dylan's wearing?
Minnesota Vikings of some sort.
Is it? Man, what a rough start for them. 0-3.
Yeah. Football.
Football. I haven't been a football fan for a couple of years, and I'm starting to get back into it now that my Falcons
if
aren't
the
Air Force.
Vikings lose again this week, look for Kirk Cousins to possibly get traded to the Jets.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hot take. You like that? AJ Chapman, 10 back on the little mini screen.
The mini screen, yeah.
As we got Jonathan Haas, father of the shyest, cutest little baby girl. As he misses, he had 250 left, 254 left, can now shoot 232. Just an all right game. You want those 250s, gain a little ground. Johnny Clark. Looks a little steep. Wash out. Dylan Burns usually bowls with Trevor Bumgarner. I'm curious as to why Trevor isn't here this year. I would imagine he probably has something going on because they always bowl together. Hook a little bit. Open frame for Jonathan in the 10th. Little mishap there on the spare.
I'm going to let you finish this game and run out to the car for a second.
Go for it. Oh, good spare conversion. Larry Bird says Eddie Bird is my lost cousin. The birds got to stick together. Genesis Jacob says, I'm the GOAT. I appreciate that. Kevin, come back to Longview. I will bowl that event every year. It's one of my favorite events. I love Trey. I bowl well at that event. It's a good old time. Anthony's really going to set the record for box. Shane, you're 100% right. He's at 9. Zeke, I'm about to only look at you after a strike then, just you. Zeke, I hope you do that. I hope that you watch me and you just look at me every time you bowl. I would love that. Swoon me. I might fall in love or something. Hey, welcome back.
Daddy's back.
Daddy's back. I will never call you daddy.
Oh, really?
I just simply won't.
Well, we'll have to have some sort of YouTube bet.
Oh, God. I call out Kevin Williams. If you lose, you call me daddy.
Yeah, that's right. I'll send you a T-shirt. Flanagan's my daddy.
Oh, my God. I don't know about that bet. Dylan Burns looking for the second one in the 10th for 260. Try to bail out their game a little bit. Oh, 7-9. Not today.
So we got a few things going on here with Dylan Burns right now that I'm noticing. Okay, so
Okay.
First of all, look at the monitor. What color is that?
Purple.
Okay, what do you see down below for the theme of this year's event down below?
It's purple.
And what do you see on this jersey of Burns?
It looks like a blue, but it's purple.
No,
probably.
it's purple.
Oh, did you
So-
plan all this out?
Well, basically, yeah.
You're just the best in the biz.
Dylan
That's why we
Burns
hire you.
going to win the whole tournament. If he wears purple,
I would love to hand Dylan Burns a trophy.
anybody tomorrow that wears purple has an advantage over the rest
I
of
don't
the field.
have anything. Actually, I do have a purple Columbia shirt, I think. I'm
Telling
about to
you.
go change right now.
This-
I'm leaving
this is just
before I bowl.
So we did.
What would you do if I showed up in all purple jumpsuit for
That's a
squad,
good idea.
B squad?
That'd be great. We had blue the first year. It's
Yep.
the color scheme we went with. Last year we went with
Red.
red,
Yep.
and now we decided to mix the two to go purple.
I like it. I like purple. It's a good color.
That's
Purple. All right. Game 4 getting done. We are starting game 5. As we look here, these pairs are way ahead. Some new players in the stream.
These people over on the left are really struggling though. Buy B and buy A.
They have
are-
0.
Yeah, they are really
They are
struggling.
behind the pace.
I bought them in the Calcutta too.
That's
so
a tough buy. What'd you buy them for?
About 600.
About 600?
Yeah.
What does about mean in a Calcutta? It's usually straightforward numbers. About 600.
I think I bought them for about 600.
Oh, it's tough.
I can't remember which team it was that I was bidding on at the time. They are in the pool, aren't they, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see in the chat it says Bumgarner is on his, I'm going to say honeymoon. I think I just saw that he got married, so I kind of forgot about that. Congrats to Trevor and his lovely wife on marriage and love. We love love.
Yeah, Bachelor in Paradise is back, everybody, on ABC. Make sure you
Thank
check
God.
out Bachelor in Paradise.
Thank God. Chandler Tisdale, lane 27. We have not seen him on the live stream yet. Bowling with Corkeys Chisholm, who runs an event that you also stream
Yeah.
called
Yep.
Nightmare Doubles.
Yep, coming up next month.
I'm mad at him. He took my weekend that we usually bowl here.
Oh, really?
Well, not technically. I told him we were going to run this in August, and then we couldn't make it work, and he switched to the weekend that we had last year. So when I was like, I'm going to go back to the same weekend, he was like, oh, I'm booked. But I gave him a little crap for it. But, yeah, they run Nightmare Doubles. It's a good event in Memphis. I've bowled it the first couple years with Tim Brandt, and I can't bowl it this year. It's just too far from me now that I live in California. I couldn't make it work. I didn't want to stay here for 3 weeks just to drive to that tournament.
Right.
But it's a good event, and you'll be there doing some
I
streaming.
will be there, yeah.
So it's got to be good. Oh, another Bach. Guys, what is going on?
Yeah, now Corcus is doing it, so this is
Another
a problem.
Bach.
There's something going on. Maybe there's like bugs up there or something.
You think we just have bugs at this? This is a top-notch center. We don't
Well,
have bugs flying around.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were here at the center. Maybe some bowler that flew in, maybe from
Oh.
the northeast, and Howell
And
Lanes brought all the bugs with them.
On the private jet,
There is a lot of rain up there in the northeast.
he just brought all the bugs.
Shout out to all those up in the Northeast dealing with all the flooding and everything. I saw a lot of things going on with that, and boy, I hope that gets better.
Have order ready for Tim. Tim, your order
That's
ready?
unfortunate. Man, now that balk there was brought to you by the snack bar attendant making an announcement. So that one doesn't count as badly here. Folks, if you're new to the channel, certainly would appreciate you subscribing to our channel and hitting that notifications bell. We are approaching 80,000 subscribers. Certainly would love to have you subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great content coming out, not only with live streams, but also with edited videos, such as instructional videos. And actually going to be doing some ball reviews here in the future as well, working on that.
Doing my due diligence of somewhat being like partial tournament director here.
Okay.
With a eliminator payout, you know, just doing what I do when I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. I'm bringing in the other lanes here. You've got Peyton Mesky.
Yep.
Just getting underway.
The lady team.
First frame, Mark Henninger and Andrew Smith, Johnny Clark and Dylan Burns and Jonathan Hawes and Brett Coleman. Yeah.
Coleman. Jen through the face, 6'10". Her partner's striking. Jen not bowling very good. Lauren is 150 over for 4. She's been striking. I mean, you're in that area now. Lauren's been beating up on the boys in St. Louis area.
Yep.
She's been beating up on all of them. I love that.
What's up, Kevin, in the chat? How are you? Good point. Yeah, Russo is throwing it unbelievable right now. The thing is, when you're bowling on something like this that you know, is almost 5-1, and you got a guy like Russo, he's repeating his ball speed consistently.
For sure.
He's got area, but it's that ball speed that's what's killing it for him right now. His ball speed is so good.
Yeah.
It's just that nice medium ball speed repeated over and over again. And his release is very consistent as well. So that when those two things are almost duplicates of each other, mirror image shots over and over again, you can then miss more.
Your directional miss doesn't have to be as, which we saw in the 10th. The first one we thought was a little left when he shot 300.
Oh, yeah.
Came screaming back. The second one was definitely right of that, and the third one was in between it. Not saying he's spraying it everywhere, but you could visibly see that he threw them in 3 different directions. But if his speed is the exact same and his hands the exact same, the ball's going to do the right thing. There's enough ratio out there. You don't have to be perfect in bowling. It's about finding that miss room. It's just what today's game is. It's more maximum ball reaction versus being a sharpshooter.
Splitting boards.
Splitting boards. We don't do that anymore.
You don't have to
I say that. Everyone on tour is still very accurate. But
well, yeah.
When you want to win, and even when they're harder, when you're winning, it's because you have room to miss. Aruba. That's a cool place to go into.
Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go off to Kokomo?
You're welcome for that, everybody. I just had to listen to that.
We'll get there faster, we'll take it slow.
That's where we want to go. I'm not coming to the Southside Doubles. I'm going to visit all my friends here in town, and then I'm going back to California where I live and belong. So I will not. But it's a great event ran by Tim. Kevin, is this tournament the same weekend every year? No, it's not. And we're moving it again next year. We're going to be in August. That's where we did it the first year, was the first weekend of August. It was a great weekend. Then something happened that we had to move it back. Oh, the PBA ended up moving their schedule on me, and so I had to do that. We're going to go back to August next year. Just simple as that. So, see you guys in August.
And just like I didn't consult you about the thumbnail, you didn't consult me about the change in dates. You know, your broadcast partner here.
I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
I'll make it work.
To make it up to you, I'll read these standings after 4.
Okay, that sounds
if you
good.
want. I don't want you to, be a burden. still leading the PJ call-up with Ormsby and Russo. They had 527 the last game as we saw Matt Russo shoot 300. They at 2093. They're in first place.
Yeah, they need to win the tournament just to pay for the flight.
I know. PJs aren't cheap. They're about 30 grand. In second place, 33 pins behind the leaders is Chapman and Lavery. That is Sean Lavery. They had 499 game 4. In third place, we have Speedy McLaren, and Brandon Carlson. They are at 2018. So a little bit of a drop off from second to third. And then in fourth place right now at 2005 is Lavery and Williams. That's Stu and Anthony. They had 514 game 4. So that is your top 4. That's kind of the number we're looking at. In fifth place right now is Aaron O'Brien and Eddie Bird. They had 518 we saw in the live stream. They're at 1926. So they're about 30 back of fourth place. And then 30 back of fifth is Kniffen and Ryan Scott at 1947. And then we start to see a pretty big drop off from there. 40 pins back, 40 pins back. So right now, the number we're looking at about fifth, sixth place. They're at 1947 is sixth place. So scores kind of staying steady. Some people dropping off, some people bowling big games. You got in ninth place Rick Justice and Thomas Patterson had 547 game 4 to try to make a little climb up, but they're pretty far back right now as they're about 170 back of fourth place, which is I think what most people are looking at right now after one squad, that is. Who's the high individual right now? Let's look. I'm going to say it is Russo. I don't know that for sure, but Russo is at 1088 by himself.
Russo has become sneaky deadly. I mean, that dude.
He's the, I don't want to say typical lefty because he's better than a lot of lefties. He's a good bowler on tour. But he's a typical lefty in the sense for me that when he has it, he strikes a lot. And when he doesn't have it, he's just not, which I see a different side of him when we're on tour. But when he strikes as much as literally anyone on the planet.
Okay, so I just thought of something.
Okay.
I think I've come up with Russo's equivalent right-handed bowler on tour.
All right.
Like basically these two guys are exactly the same.
Not as in how they throw it, but how like
actually how they throw it kind of too.
Okay.
Actually, like the same demeanor and like they're like kind of hidden under a rock.
Okay, who is this?
All right, you ready? You ready for this?
I have a feeling this is not going to be.
Tell me if you agree with this.
Okay, I can just tell now that you're joking.
No, I'm being dead serious. All right. We're gonna unveil it when Russo's up next because we're gonna watch him bowl.
Okay.
A shot.
Uh-huh.
I don't want him at a spare. I want him on a strike shot. We'll do it on 29.
So it's like mannerisms, how he holds him, the whole.
The way his personality on the lanes, I believe, is almost exactly the same.
Okay.
As another bowler on tour right now.
Who's a right-hander?
Who's a right-hander.
Okay.
They are the same demeanor.
All right. I'm curious to see
exactly the same. Let's see if the chat can get it before Russo completes his next shot.
Oh goodness!
Because, dude, I'm telling you, I think I'm on to something here.
All right.
Both players wear glasses.
Okay.
Okay. Both
the
players,
way you're holding back a laugh, I just know this is going to be
both players are tall and skinny dudes.
You would say Russo's tall? He's a pretty average height guy.
Well, I think he's pretty tall.
Okay.
I mean, he's fairly tall.
All right.
I think he's probably the same height as this other dude.
All right.
That I'm talking
this
about.
This mystery guy. Okay,
yep.
one guy said Tomas Kaiko.
No, not.
Another person said Russo. Or not Russo, Ogle.
No, not Ogle. Not Ogle. Although these are not.
He said never mind.
These are not terrible guesses, though. You guys are doing pretty good, actually.
Well, he's about to come up here, so we're running out of time, and I don't truly know. I don't pay attention to this stuff like you. I pay attention to how these guys look when they're getting off the lane, as Ordby just stuffs an apron.
Yeah, and what they're looking up or down at.
Yeah.
We learned that
and you're looking at.
We have a winner. J Mac, Chris Vi.
I agree with that.
He is like Chris Vi.
They're almost the same exact build too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So like, Like, just neither one of them ever hoop it up. You never know
No.
if their dog died or they just won the lottery. You have no clue what happened here.
I actually do agree, because when they get hype very quietly. It's just kind of like a whisper, like, yeah, to themselves, and just a little fist bump. That's the most you'll ever see from them.
Yeah, exactly. That is Chris Vai's left-handed equivalent.
Should I text Chris and let him know that you just said that?
I mean, now Chris has a little more head of hair, and
Yep.
and Matt's got that bald spot for
Matt
me.
might be a little more muscular than Chris, honestly.
Really?
Guys, Chris is stacked.
But tell me that's not it.
Someone said Chris is absolutely ripped, though. And so is Russo, okay?
Well,
Someone said Chris Prather.
How do you know all this?
Huh?
You,
I room with
you
him.
guys be in the
at times.
you guys in the sauna together?
Why do you think we're close friends? We always have our shirts off when we hang out with each other.
Oh, okay. All right. So there you go.
Someone said Prather. I don't disagree with that, too. But Prather gets a little fiery sometimes.
Yeah, but Prather's one-handed,
Yeah, boring.
and yeah.
Someone said show Sax. He's not on the live stream, or we would show him. He's all the way down on the low end right now.
Yeah, he'll be down. He'll be down.
He'll be coming.
So there you have it.
I'm gonna go ahead and take. By the way, his name in my phone,
Hulk smash.
because he's huge. And that's the only reason why. Martin. Someone said Martin Larson, or Vi, Mitch, Lupe. There were some good guesses in there. I could see some of these.
Yeah,
A lot of people said.
a lot of
Vi.
similarities.
Yeah. Russo's bottom arm swing is actually more like Troop. I agree. They both have flat, really low backswings.
Corcus bowled 224. Chandler can also bowl 224 and match him for a little 448 here. That'll be the first completed game in Game 5.
Hey, our food's good here. I'm good. I had breakfast. No, I'm good. No, yuck. Probably not.
No wings at 11:26 in the morning. Sorry. If you got a blueberry muffin from Costco, or maybe some cherry stolen or a Danish or
You
something.
said that like you were like offended. No, I don't want wings at 11:26.
First of all, you can't eat wings and live stream a bowling tournament. That's number one. That's impossible. Could you imagine? I have wing sauce all over the soundboard.
I know,
and
that's just not professional.
No.
You go to turn down the mic and there's just barbecue sauce all over it.
If you're up here in the booth eating, you got to have things. First of all, that don't have a wrapper. Number one.
Yep, so it's not loud.
Number two, you got to be able to eat it with a fork in bite-sized increments.
Well, you know, boneless wings are a bite-sized increment.
I guess.
Like, it just depends on how aggressive you eat food, you
But
know?
man, if next thing you know, your nose starts running on air, then you got all kinds of problems. You got
Well,
the
what are you
got the
eating, ghost peppers?
you got the mic filters, got snot all over it, and you got a real problem on your hands at that point.
All right, Chris, Matt, Russo, Vi, stepping up on lane 30.
And again, it's demeanor.
If he strikes, he's giving a fist bump.
It's
and needs to
demeanor
look at his
based.
feet.
It's demeanor based.
I
That's
agree.
what I'm going with here. He's ridiculous.
Oh, he looked up a little bit. That's
A little
better.
bit.
That's
Yeah, there
better.
you
He's
go.
getting better.
Somebody's texting him.
Someone's like, hey, Kevin's dogging you for looking down at your feet while bowling,
Yeah.
while leading his event. Ormsby stuffed an 8-pin last shot on this lane. A hot take that me and Packy have all the time. Do you move off of stuff at 8-pin, Mike? Do you think that's a high hit? Do you think that's an unlucky hit and you don't move? Do you move off a stuff 8-pin?
No.
You don't move?
No.
Thanks, dude. That's what I say, too.
No.
Packy says it's a high hit.
I want to leave another one the next frame.
I dare it to do it again. I agree. We're on the same page.
Because everybody would be like, man, that guy's throwing is so good. He keeps leaving 8 pins. What is it you exactly text him?
I said Flanagan just said you and Russo are very similar bowlers in the sense of how you carry yourselves. That's
Yes.
And he said, "Excuse me."
Well,
Do I tell him that I agree with you? I don't want him mad at me.
You should ask him, how are you guys that different then? I mean, what is that what is? So basically, what's gonna? Oh man, we had a weird thing happen. So here's the next thing. Also body build. Here we go. I did not say that, Chris Vi. Now,
Someone timestamp
so
it.
next year, fast forward to 2024 PBA Tour, Chris Vi is going to look like he's like on drugs every week. He's going to be running out shots and everything.
Russo's been on trend for 4 months and he's stacked.
Yeah.
They switch.
That's it.
Oh, it's funny. I do agree with that take. It's just funny. Oh, the 7-pin conversion by the wind. I feel like that was kind of crazy. Man, these teams. Well, I guess they don't. They're bowling unopposed. Matt Russo, 270. He's striking a lot. He has 270, 260, 240, 300, and he's looking at 270 for this Game 5 score. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points for Chris Vi Russo. The glasses prescription is hilarious to me.
Chris Vi's not doesn't have a bald spot, right?
No.
No, he's
No
got a
bald
full
spot.
head of hair. I think
Full head of hair.
I think I mentioned that.
Full head of hair. Russo Vi. Oh, hooked a little bit on him. 247. The hardest spare in the world for me.
But notice he didn't look any different when he did that than when he strikes.
Yeah.
And neither does Vi.
Yeah, I agree.
How about ready for Chris? Chris, you all is ready?
I'm gonna flip these. I think this picture-in-picture is a winner here. I like
it too.
I think this works.
I like it too. I mean, I have a, 20-inch monitor in front of me, so it's easy for me to see. I wonder what it looks like for people on their phones.
Yeah, the phones are a difficult thing.
Yeah.
The phones are difficult. But a lot of people are watching this stuff. Everybody's got like a smart TV with a YouTube app, and they call it up. It's another reason why I like streaming on YouTube, because YouTube's apps and DVR services and everything are tremendous. So, if you're like, oh, I didn't see what Mike and Kevin were just talking about, well, all you got to do is tap the screen a few times to the left, and you can go right back and see it.
I agree.
YouTube's done a tremendous job with their live streaming platform.
This guy says, that's funny. I worked with a guy that wanted to make the same bet. Loser had to call the winner daddy the whole next day at work, and it was over a football game, and he lost by 30. I will not be making a daddy bet with old Flanagan, guys. He thought it was funny. Because in the chance that I lose that bet and I have to call Flanagan daddy, it's just not going to happen. I don't even like saying that word. Andrew Smith, lane 36. He throws it kind of hard. Kind of hits it a little bit.
If you want to have a cringe-worthy two-word phrase with any noun afterwards, I can give you a two-word cringe-worthy, 2 words and then put a noun after it. Doesn't matter what you say. It gives you the EBGBs.
I don't like having the EBGBs. Just thinking about having it gives me the EBGBs.
But I got to tell you what it is.
Okay.
The first 2 words, and then you put a noun after it, okay? And I want you to do like 3 examples, just the first things that come to your mind.
First things that come to my mind.
Yeah, so
I say 2 words.
No, I say the 2 words, and then you just pick a noun.
And then I just say it.
Ready? Any noun.
What's a noun again?
A person, place, or thing.
Just had to verify. I don't want to set myself for a failure if I say like jumping.
So why don't you give me your noun? Just give me any noun.
Oh, my noun first?
Right, yeah.
Blue whale.
Okay. Well, this is going to work out well then.
Oh, God.
If you take Daddy's Little.
Daddy's Little blue whale?
Uh-huh.
I hate that.
Okay, isn't it cringeworthy, right?
Yeah.
So then any other noun. Daddy's Little computer.
Daddy's Little computer.
Right?
Daddy's Little waffle maker.
Right? Exactly. It's very cringeworthy. Daddy's Little, and you put anything behind it. It's problematic.
I agree. I don't like that.
Would you grab Daddy's little headset over there?
No,
for me,
I won't.
please?
And if you ever ask me, if you ever ask me to do anything for you, saying Daddy's Little anything, I will just get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Tell CT, hey, we're not booking Inside Bowling next year for this live stream.
No.
Why? What happened? He kept telling me Daddy's Little Everything. He kept saying Daddy's Little Everything to me.
I'll turn down Daddy's little soundboard.
Oh, stop. That's enough. Ew. I hate that.
Isn't it? Isn't it the worst?
It's the worst ever.
I came up with that.
Oh,
You're
I'm
welcome.
surprised. Very surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You also need to let Vi know that Russo is like dominating this event right now. So it's a.
I'm not gonna. I kind of like where it's at for me.
It's a positive.
No, I kind of like where it's at for me. Russo is bowling sick. You know, I'll give him his roses for that. But I don't need Chris to know that because this is funny to me that I'm texting him this with no context. I'm texting Chris on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Hey, you and Russo are the same person.
Lauren Pate just made a nice shot there, and she left a ringing 10. That is a true ringing 10. The 6 touched the 10.
Oh, messenger from Sean Lavery just to the left of the screen. So many messengers going on this week. It's so used to saying that bowling on tour. Skirt.
Ball never hooked.
There's too much oil in that spot part of the lane. If you're going to be sliding at 30, you got to be throwing it right. It's just not going to hook otherwise. Jonathan Haas looking to double. It's a little right. Lauren throws is so good. She's fun to watch. Her mechanics are spot on. Oh boy. A little scary there. Mark covers up his 2-pin. It wasn't the prettiest 2-pin conversion, but you know, he knocked it over. All right, Jen on a double, looking for a 3-bagger. No more Daddy's Little anything. We're back to bowling. We're back to business, people. I know you loved that segment, that little bit we had going on.
You're gonna go to California and start using it.
I can guarantee one thing. I will not. I just go home. What's up, Daddy's Little boys? What's going on?
They would look at you.
I come home after being back in Missouri for 2 weeks. I'm like, what's up, Daddy's Little boys? That will never leave this
Where'd
booth.
you learn that one from?
Well, let me tell you, I was at a bowling event doing commentary
With this dude.
with Mike Flanagan.
This 44-year-old guy.
With this 44-year-old guy. With this Daddy's
man.
Little 44-year-old.
Oh, man.
Goodness. We are off the rails here, guys. Let's get back to bowling. 10-pin conversion coming up on lane 35 for Jen. She's going to cover it because she's a good spare shooter.
She is.
Oh, a little close. Little close. Shane says it's not the little mini screen's not terrible on an iPhone 14. It's good. It looks good where I'm at. Sean Lavery, pocket 710 on lane 34. You can barely see it. As Lauren throwing the new MV Tour Pearl. Bang. Snaps the 10 out. She throws it. Sick. 2:59 left for Mark Henniger. Lauren, 2:06 left.
So I do want to ask your opinion about something.
Okay.
Okay. In this, I always like to do weird things just to make people think a little bit. So in this 50 strike challenge video that I did,
Yeah.
I hand oiled my lanes. Like the house shot was put out, and then I grabbed a squirt bottle and I put more oil, like in the middle.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make the shot that much easier.
Okay.
Because it's not consistent. Like, it's so spotty.
Well, yeah, if you're not using an actual lane machine.
Yeah, I'm using a squirt bottle and towels.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did this strike challenge, and we win by 1. And I can't tell you how many people are calling me out saying that I cheated, that I blocked the lanes. Like, that's the only reason why we won is because I did this to my lane.
Well, did they say like you might have edited it, like the footage?
I think like one or two people said that.
Yeah.
But I said, good point. Next time I'm going 50 for 50 if I'm editing this thing.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
You know what I
If
mean?
I'm winning with conviction.
Exactly. So, but anyway, so yeah, I was just looking at the YouTube comments here, and it says, you blocked the lanes. That's cheating.
You blocked them?
Well, I could just go into the Kegel machine, like the Kegel lane machine pattern, and add loads in the middle,
yeah.
and then I wouldn't have
It'll
cheated.
be more blended.
Right. It's just funny.
I would agree. It makes it harder.
I did it for people to call me out.
Did
like
you put it?
I want the
I didn't watch the
interaction.
video. Did you show that you were hand oiling?
Oh yeah.
You were just flexing a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all for. It's
I mean,
all,
you're an entertainer. That's
all
what you're there for.
It's all
when
as
you're
part
on
of the
YouTube.
show. Yeah. It's really close to the open here.
Mark, little tickler for 248. His partner can shoot 238. Should buy premium.
I know.
You're getting paid off your own ad.
All right, here we go. Should be coming up here shortly. So that's me bowling on the house shot, and basically they're hooking too much.
Okay.
Okay. So then I went out.
Efficiency. Nice.
Yeah.
And you actually bowled on the lane you squirted oil on?
Yeah, that was my lane. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, you can't tell by the video. You can only just see you're at the arrows doing the splits.
Yep. It was fun. 50 strike challenge video. It's on Inside Bowling. You can watch it on the break if you want. You can watch me bowl a little bit.
Perfect. I need that for motivation before I bowl.
You should. There's a black
I'm
and
gonna
white.
tell the lane guy.
There's a black and white montage with some pump up music that'll get you really jazzed for this next block.
Hell yeah. With my purple jumpsuit that I'm gonna wear.
I hope you do.
Andrew Smith, 247, converted. 215 left. Really wanted that double in the 10th there for 230. Which they were in 10th. They're pretty far out of it. 4-0, 460, 520, 14. So 2 good games, 2 not good games. Ringing 10 on lane 34 by Chapman for 2-0, 250. Chapman and Lavery were in second place. They just shot 254 with a pocket 710 in the 10th on an 8-bagger for Sean, which is brutal. And then Chapman is having some carry issues for 202. They shot 456 as Ormsby and Russo. I don't know what they bowled last game. I think Ormsby might have struggled a little bit. Well, I can probably tell you right here. No, he's bowling good. Never mind. He had 230.
Going into game 6 here. 2 games left. We'll be back at 1:30 with B squad. That's the biggest squad of the day.
Yes, sir.
And we should have quite a few re-entries, I would think, for C squad.
Yeah, I would imagine. We always do. We always do. I mean, people are here to win some money, and there's 20K up top.
Packy says you cheated because it wasn't a true 1-by-1. Your partner took most of the shots. Oh, okay. Where did he say
Did
that?
he- I was gonna say,
where
did he say that?
Where did he come out and say that at?
Did he say that? I feel like I would know. I was just with him all week. Yeah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to shoot my 50 strikes. And I'm also going to hand over the lanes.
Well, here was the other thing. He
Just
says,
to get-
he
just to
says
get
it's
at
me
you.
and Brent Bowers. It's a 50 strike challenge. He didn't say you had to have a doubles partner.
Right.
He didn't say it had to be, nothing. I just...
One by
I mean,
one.
what if you'd have shown up with 10 guys? So that would have been okay, right?
5 shots apiece.
Well, or
5 strikes
a
apiece.
couple guys get a couple, and a couple guys, I don't know.
I'm going to do it with a whole league. Everyone gets 1 shot.
He didn't put a whole lot of parameters in there. Okay, guys, both guys have to stay on each lane.
Rule number 1: no hand oil.
Can't cross lanes. You know, I basically, first of all, I don't bowl league. I don't bowl anything. So the fact that I even did this should be a major, major win.
And then you won.
I voted ready for Kayla. Kayla, you on the
Yeah,
ready?
barely.
Chandler Tisdale is about to cover this 410. Oh, he's hooking at it. Oh.
He said that on the video at the league tournament. Can't remember if it was the house channel or Brad and Kyle. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check it out.
You saw Kyle's prank on Darren?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Brutal. That was brutal.
That was pretty good.
Oh, that's got to hook a whole bunch.
I'll have to check it out. Hey, I want people talking about me. I don't want to be Chris Vire, Matt Russo. I want to be.
I want to be myself. Any publicity is good publicity.
That's right. I want to be yelling at the photographer. Yep. I probably wasn't allowed to use a Patriots chamois either, but I used one of those.
Yuck. You're a Patriots fan?
I've always appreciated what Tom Brady was able to do at the
So you're a
quarterback
bandwagoner.
position.
I got
No,
you.
I appreciate greatness.
So you've always been a Patriots fan? Or you were whenever Tom started winning rings?
So I was a Rams fan, and the Patriots beat the Rams. And then I watched this thing about Tom Brady and how he like, and the combine was terrible. Everybody told him he couldn't. And then, you know, he started just really working at his craft, despite not having the pedigree or the upbringing or the what you would look at on paper to be great.
Right.
And I saw like a 1-hour special on Brady. Terry Bradshaw was involved in the whole production and everything. And at the end of that, I'm like, man, this is an extraordinary human being who's making the most out of what God gave him.
Right.
I see way too many other people out there that are just unbelievable athletes, have this incredible athleticism, and they underachieve with what God gave them.
Yeah.
And I look at a guy like Brady, and I just think, man, what he was able to do, and then all the health stuff that he did to be able to do it for so long. I know he stayed one season too long, but man.
Did he though? I don't even think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, might have been a coach-related thing too, but yeah, it was just, man, I just really liked that about him. I'm not a huge Belichick guy, but I really appreciated what Brady did. And if you look at his receiving core, outside of Randy Moss for a few years, he didn't have a lot.
Julian Edelman, Hall of Famer.
Right, and Wes Welker, you know, like guys like that. But they, you know, they weren't. I know he had Gronk, like he had Gronk. That was his boy. He also had Aaron Hernandez for a while too, before all that stuff went down. But,
yeah, yikes.
But I just always was kind of a. But the reason why I have the Patriots chamois is because I sold NFL chamois on my website for a while, and there were about 8 teams available, and I just grabbed a Patriots one.
Oh, all right.
I think we had the most of those left over.
Fair enough.
Chamois works tremendous.
So you didn't carry over your fandom of a Rams fan into L.A.?
No, because of Kroenke. And you saw, you may have been here last year when I was talking about the Cardinals. I went crazy on the don't get me started on Kroenke and lying to the city of St. Louis and the things he did to the people down in Texas in the trailer park.
So who are you a fan of now?
NFL?
Yeah.
I don't have a team.
You're just a fan of football?
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Blues, Cardinals, Jazz are my teams.
Just don't become a Chiefs fan, please.
Blues, Cardinals, Jazz.
All right.
I don't think I'll ever have an NFL team. It'd really take me. It'd really take me for a while.
I'm a Kings fan now. What's up?
Are you really?
Well, I live in Sac.
Yeah, well.
I'm just a basketball fan, but I do appreciate that I have a home team to root for now.
De'Aaron Fox.
Beam team, baby. The Beam team.
They still have Sabonis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they just signed him to a big extension, too.
Okay. My buddy Chase Kaufman, who works for Bowl TV, producer guy, he lives in Detroit, and he's a Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers fan. And that's been rough.
True to Detroit. Hey, but I appreciate a true fan.
Oh, I do too. I'm in this like massive football pool that his dad runs. It's $20 for the whole year,
Okay.
and they do all these weird payouts and everything.
Yeah.
So there's this Thursday eliminator that started in week 2, and because like 80% of the people are all from Detroit, we had that Thursday night game, Detroit versus Green Bay, and everybody was on Detroit. So I took Green Bay just so I could have leverage against the field, you know, and of course Detroit won.
Didn't it work?
Yeah.
Green Bay tried to come back, but they were out early. Corkey's has a front 6 on lane 29-30. Excuse me. Clint Johnson, Dylan Adams. New people in the, almost said in the chat, on the stream.
Yep, and I'm going to bounce out of here, make them the bottom right picture-in-picture, and bring in some other players here. Again, Lauren Pate, Jen Meskey, Mark Henninger, Andrew Smith, but we've also got Sean Lavery and A.J. Chapman, Tyler McLaren, and Brandon Carlson. College football kicked off 50 minutes ago. I'll tell you, I'm not quite used to the time change here.
You're telling me.
I've been living in Utah, and I was really used to the game starting at 10 o'clock and NFL starting at 11.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that my two favorite time zones are Central and Mountain. Not a real fan of Pacific or East Coast, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's weird having games be super early.
Yeah.
For me. I'm a nocturnal guy, so I like the games a little later, like basketball games. When I was in New York, after the players, I watched the Lakers game at like 2 a.m. It was awesome.
Yeah. My natural clock starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 3 a.m.
I'm about the same way.
Yeah.
I'm about there too.
Well, I remember when you and I lived nearby each other, we would constantly see each other at the gym at like 1 a.m. fighting over the heaviest weights. That was fun times back then.
I know, the 120-pound dumbbells.
Yeah, when Schwarzenegger showed up that one day and he was third to us. It was unbelievable. Those were the days. Now we're just getting old.
No, you're getting old. I'm not. I'm ageless.
Okay.
Front 3, A.J. Chapman. Now front 4. His partner also has the front 4. They are in second place. I don't know what they bowled last game. We will get those standings probably pretty quickly here.
What up, TQ?
Hi, TQ. What's up? Mark Henninger. Bang. He liked that one. And it looked good, so I also liked it. Speedy, lane 36. This dude's been striking. After 4, he was at 10:36 by himself. 220, 300, 250, 250. A lot of striking.
Folks, I talked about it on the Open, but this event would not be possible without our great sponsors. Columbia 300, the Greater Ozarks Tournament, celebrating their 66th year. If you want to bowl a singles, doubles, and team event, make sure you come down and check it out right here, Enterprise Park Lanes. And Sunshine? Is that
Yeah, Sunshine Lanes.
Still the name of the center over there?
Yep.
Ben Crazy is a really cool place. You can come pick up some discounted items. We've got a couple locations here in Springfield. Make sure you check them out. They support this event. You should support them when you come through Springfield. Also, Enterprise Park Lane's the sponsor of this event as being the host. Exquisite Renovations. Check out Tony Yarbrough and his team. If you're looking for renovations here in Missouri, check them out. Exquisite Renovations and Royal Flush Apparel. Also supporting the event this year, Farrell Williams and his team can take care of you for your jerseys. Looks like our leaders right now are Russo and Ormsby at 25-75.
The PJ team.
25-75, number 1 there, Russo, Ormsby. Then Lavery and Chapman are second at 25-16, so that is a difference of 59 pins between first and second. Carlson and McLaren now are at 24-44, which is 72 pins back of second.
Big gap.
Then a small gap back to 24-36, which is only 8 pins back of third, is O'Brien and Bird. 24-36. At 24-36, excuse me, we have a tie.
They're tied.
Lavery and Stu Williams are also at 24-36. They slowed down the last game. Lavery had 177. Stu had 254. 431 in their last game. Scott and Kniffen are at 23.99. At 23.80 is Martel and Broget. And then in 8th, Corkis and Chandler are at 23.10. So there's your top 8. So let's look at high individual person. Russo 1332.
It's got to be Russo.
Yeah, I see no 1300s here. So Russo 278, 267, 243, 300, 244.
Crushing them.
Ormsby at 1243 is also very good. Tyler McLaren was second high at 1292 currently. 221, 300, 257, 258, and 256. Stu Williams 1272. This is through 5 games, everybody. 5 games. If you check the pinned link at the top of the page, I believe that's where the standings are being posted within the Facebook group, I think.
Yes. Jessica is posting them.
Thank you, Stone Man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Stuntman, for watching the house bowling. I got plenty of content coming. We do as a unit. We got some plans, some stuff, and some things in the works. Like me beating Mike Flanagan on hand-oiled lanes by 1 in 50 strikes.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Some would say is, scripted, like the NFL.
Yeah.
What does Brandon's shirt say? If you don't like me, it's because I don't want you to.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked about these guys in game 2 when they came through. I was like, man, I read that shirt. And then I saw the next one was Speedy on the back. I'm like, you guys definitely have my attention.
Yeah. I didn't know I had to have a whole bunch of, posters put up on my back.
The sleeveless shirt. Get up with the hat on backwards.
Striking.
I used to run the IB Open, and I didn't have a dress code. And a lot of people gave me a hard time about that. These guys need to dress professionally. And I said, if somebody showed up in meat, like Lady Gaga did at the VMAs one year, I'd be fine with that.
That would be awesome.
Because there's a chance I could get picked up in mainstream media and draw more attention to our sport.
Yeah, and, it just is what it is. Most people, are going to wear bowling jerseys and polos. There's not too many people that are going to wear, random stuff like that. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, do your thing. I've had this talk with on the PBA. We had some dress code quote unquote issues get brought up by some of the older guys on tour 2 years ago about what our dress code should be when we're not bowling. And some people didn't approve of being able to wear a hat or being able to wear sneakers. They wanted us to wear loafers or dress shoes. And I said, I think that as long as you're not wearing anything super inappropriate, you should be able to wear what you want to wear. It shows who you are as a person. We're not just always bowlers in a bowling jersey. You see all the time on mainstream media pre-game fits that NFL players wear and the outfits that they wear before and after the games. It just kind of shows who you are as a person in your own personal brand. So if you want to wear a shirt that says, if you don't like me, it's because I don't want you to, then go for it.
Would you have a problem with me wearing a shirt here that says I'm your daddy?
But when you say I'm your daddy, it's just to the world, right? It's not directed towards me. It's
no,
not
to the
I'm
whole
your
world.
daddy,
Right.
in quotes, Kevin.
We could do that because we got Speedy in quotes here.
Yeah, it's true. I'm your daddy.
You just gave
Kevin
me a T-shirt
Williams.
idea. I'm here.
Yeah, go for it. Do you? I wouldn't put it past you if you came in here with an I'm your daddy shirt.
Do you know how to spell daddy?
I'm scared to say it. What? You're going to spell your name?
Yeah, M-I-K-E.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That was like a
F-L-A-N.
Yeah, right. That's right. I will tell you, I do enjoy coming here, and when you come and sit in the booth and hang out, I I think you get the best version of me when you sit in this booth.
Perfect.
I do like that.
Oh my goodness, that messenger was wild. Dead through the face, leaves a 4-7, throws a messenger into the 4-7 for a 5-bagger. 5-bagger for Brandon Carlson. If you don't like him, just because he doesn't want you to, let's go. Speedy, looking to capitalize on it. Just got a mean look from Anthony Lavery. I don't know what that look was for. Is he striking? Is he not striking? He's right here in front of us. He just gave me like a side eye. He's got a 4-bagger. 2:30 left.
All right, Chapman on this shot right here. Over under 9.5.
Under. You put me on the spot.
I think
Get
he's
the front
throwing. I think he's throwing a fireball.
Fireball. You'll be hearing that song a whole bunch next weekend if you bowl Southside doubles. Have you ever been to that event? Bowled that event?
No.
Weird.
That was kind of weird.
Someone asked about Corkeys and Chandler Tisdale. Here's your score. 169 for Chandler, 255 for Corkeys. Is it Corkeys? How do you say it? It's Corkeys, right?
I go Corcus.
Corcus is not right.
I know it's Corkeys.
But he lets you
Chisholm.
say that? He's cool with it?
I just have fun.
I'm just a fun guy. Corcus.
People can call me Flanagan.
Who calls you Flanagan?
Some people have. Flandango.
Daddy.
I used to be Slammy Global. It was like an inside joke thing. So Shea Bittenbender will say, "What's up, Slamuel?"
Slamuel.
Yeah. So there's just, I mean, dude, there's just
So many.
So many. Yeah. It's just fun. I give out a lot of nicknames.
I've had a lot of nicknames in my lifetime, and I haven't liked most of them, honestly.
I got you down as K. Will.
That's my favorite one.
That's the one that
I actually have always liked K. Will.
Yeah.
The late, great Greg O'Neill, who ran ASBTs.
Oh, I love.
Was one of my favorite people, and he was
Me
the
too.
first one to ever really call me K. Will.
Oh, that's great.
And it stuck in that
I'm
area.
so happy to hear that.
Yeah, he was the
That's
first one to really call me
awesome.
K. Will,
That
and
is
then
awesome.
it took off from there. And, you know, I like when people call me K. Will. I don't know if it's a little sentimental because he's an awesome guy, but he was the first one that really called me K. Will. I've had Wee Man, K. Weezy. I've had some weird ones.
So I'll tell you something that I believe I was the one that called called Sean Maldonado Candy Maldonado.
Okay.
I'm taking that I was the one that established that.
What's the story behind you calling him that?
Perfect.
Because gum.
I'm glad you're
the
asking.
gum.
No, it's not. There was a baseball player named Candy Maldonado in the
Okay.
80s. Okay, and he was like a lot of people knew of this guy. He was a very radioactive personality. Like he was just very charismatic is what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
right? Candy Maldonado, that was his name.
Right.
So when Sean Maldonado was bowling on tour, I started calling him the Candy Man. Here comes the Candy Man
Okay, all
for
right.
Maldonado.
I
I think
got
I
you.
might have did it in an IB Open
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
The Candy Man, Candy Maldonado, Candy Man, Candy Man.
Did it stick? Did they call him that
So
one?
listen to that. It comes full circle here.
Okay.
So we're at the U.S. Open this year,
Yeah.
and I got Chase in the booth and everything, and I go and here come you know who just made the biggest move? Here comes the Candy Man,
Okay.
Candy Maldonado, and Chase and Craig Elliott looked at me like we have no idea what the hell you're talking
Yeah.
about, and the audience kind of didn't know either.
Mm-hmm.
But then people started explaining in the chat there was a famous baseball player named Candy Maldonado. That's what Mike's referring to. All these things.
Right.
So then I found a photo of Candy Maldonado on Google.
Okay.
And I cut out Candy Maldonado. I sent it to Chase, and Chase had him like up on the masking unit above the pair that Sean Maldonado was bowling on.
Yeah.
So it turned into this whole joke, like all year. Here, people in the chat would be like, "Hey, the Candy Man just bowled 250. Hey, the Candy Man. Hey, the Candy Man. Candy Man." I've never even talked to Sean about
I was going
this.
to say, does he know?
I don't know if he likes it or hates it. I have
Does
no
he know about
clue.
it, though?
I think he's got to know about it.
I had a fun weekend with him in Maine.
So in Maine, Randy Peterson says on the air, he goes, "And here's the Candy Man." Now,
love that.
Now, that doesn't mean that Randy took it from me or anything like that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because Randy and I have similar personalities.
Yeah.
Randy could have just came up with
Same
this on, and
references.
he might have been saying it for years, and I just never picked up on it.
Yeah.
But I just love it when that stuff happens.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I had a pretty fun weekend with him. We went out one night.
He lost a lot of weight.
He did.
He's in really good shape.
Yeah, he did.
He looks good.
I'm gonna start calling him that.
The Candy Man. Yeah, the Candy Man.
Oh, it's not TV. It's Dougie Vision is in.
What up,
the
Dougie?
Chat.
I was actually packing up all my
Howdy,
stuff for moving, and I was going through my beanie collection, and I still have the pink beanie you gave me when I was at up in the Northeast streaming an event.
Everybody loves Dougie. Guy's a fool. In the best way. Oh, Mark loved that one. Kept his hand up. Doubles in the 10th. He's chirping a little bit himself. If you don't like me.
I've done a lot of nicknames, though. Roger Nordic, who I worked with at Storm, now he's with USBC. I called him the Raj Mahal. And people,
That's a
now
good one.
everybody calls him that.
That's a good one.
Folks, game 6 of 7. We got one more coming up after this, so we're going to take a short break. We'll be back at 1:30 with B Squad. Kevin will be bowling. So will a lot of other folks. It's going to be a loaded squad. It's going to be a great one. Hopefully you'll be here to join us. You can subscribe to our channel, click that notifications bell. You'll get a little notification 30 minutes before we go live. And, of course, when we do go live, you'll also get a notification. And we'll be bringing you that coverage. Then we'll have a C Squad for you tonight, another 7 games. And then tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. is the start time. It's half an hour earlier than today. 8:30 start time. We'll have 5 games for you, all pins carrying over, and then we'll go into our bracket competition, which should take place starting around 11:30. And that was a nasty, nasty strike there. That was sick. I'm going to actually not be lazy.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Yeah, you got to see this.
I've seen a bunch of them.
I mean, pins do fly here, but this one
They
here,
do.
this one here for me.
Who was it?
Who do you think?
Speedy.
Speedy.
It was Speedy. He's
That's who it
hucking
was. I'm actually going to zoom in on it and everything.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to give this man his due.
All right.
All right, super zoomed in, so the quality kind of sort of goes down a little bit, but
It's all right.
I'm even going to put it in slow-mo.
Yeah.
And here we go, guys. Watch the 7 and the 10 on this one.
What, on 35?
Right here.
Can't even see his follow through. It's crazy. Ooh.
Synchronized pinfall.
Ooh, that was satisfying.
It was.
That was satisfying. And they got a big game left. They got 280, 247 left for the lefties. The lefties with the words and billboards on the back of their shirts. They're striking. This is a team you wanted to buy.
Yeah.
You kind of wanted to buy them. And then you didn't.
I didn't.
Sean not too happy. Looks away from that. Doubles.
Yeah, how's our standings looking here? How much did these teams go for, roughly, just off the top of your head?
The team that is
Russo and
leading,
Ormsby, about
they went
800?
I think they went for around $1,000. Sean Lavery, Anthony Lavery, they went for 2,600.
Yeah.
The lefties that we are watching right now, they went for $750.
Okay.
Eddie Bird and Aaron O'Brien, I got them for $300.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I probably could have got them for less, but I thought more people would bid on them because they were like $100 for themselves, and I was like $300. And
Lavery and Stu Williams for 2,600 as well.
Yep. I don't know about Ryan Scott and Kniffin. Martell and them, I don't know how much they went for either. I want to say like 1,500-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So right now, you kind of got the value play here.
I do.
Hey,
That's
man.
the thing. If I'm buying people, I want people that go low.
Me too. I'm telling you what, right now,
Last cash is 2,600.
I got Zeke Bates' number. I'm going to be texting him after every shot. Tell him 2 and 1 left.
And while you're texting him, he's going to be looking at me in my eyes after every shot.
Yeah.
he said he was going to do it.
right.
I'm holding him to it.
Yep.
Kevin the Oreo man. John, you better quit. That's a funny one, but you better quit. Chapman's dad chiming in the chat as Chapman's looking for 279. First ball here in the 10th. Dead ace.
He's the poster boy. He's the thumbnail for this event.
Yeah. then he better strike. Well, Flanagan, I have to drill a ball before my squad because
Hey, man, thanks for coming and chilling with me for 5 games.
Yeah, dude.
I appreciate it.
I'll be seeing you. I'll probably be back on later. You know what I'm saying?
C-Squad.
I gotta do some bowling.
You're going to, yeah.
I gotta go do things and pretend like I'm working.
You need to take care of business.
I'm gonna try, you know.
I think you will.
I'm gonna try. I like our chances, but there's a lot of striking going on. So
I feel like you will.
thank you, everyone, tuning in. I'll be back on later. I know you guys love the duo between Mike and Kevin.
That's right.
And we'll be back.
Thanks, man. Kevin Williams getting ready to bowl the next squad. He is going to go into the pro shop. He's going to drill a ball. We'll have to see what ball he drills. I don't know why you... I would think he could just use the same equipment that he always uses here, but hey, he wants a fresh cover, I guess, which is fine. Had great viewership here today so far. Appreciate that very much. Also want to remind you that if you'd like to support what we do here outside of subscribing to the channel and liking this video and hitting the notification bell, watching a lot of our other videos, you can head over to InsideBowling.com where we sell t-shirts and hoodies, and you can use discount code YouTube in the bottom left, and you can save 15% on the hoodies and t-shirts we have available. Over 600 designs we have. And we've had over 17,000 customers, actually, come over and pick something up in the last 5 years. So we really do appreciate that. It helps us out a lot with what we do here. So I actually got approached about doing an event overseas. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition or not, but if it does, it's going to require us to pick up a lot more equipment to be able to go do that event. Definitely want to do that event, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you want to support us, that's how you can do it. We continue to bring the coverage for free here on YouTube. All we ask is that you tell people about it and make sure you're subscribed, and that it really helps us out on YouTube. All right, there we have it. Game 6 in the Bookaroonies. Let's see where we want to go here. Guess we'll just head over here where Game 7 is underway. Rick Justice, Thomas Patterson, Ryan Stubblefield, Eric Sachs, Chelsea Marrow, Braden Malish, Dylan Adams, and Clint Johnson here. How's it going, Scott? Great to have you in the chat. Good to see you. So far, we've had 2 300 games, both by left-handed bowlers. Why don't we go back and show you those? I believe that I have them here. Let's see if this works. Just go to 1 speed here. Let's see what happens. There was this 300 game earlier today by Tyler, Mr. Speedy. And here is the second 300 game I believe I have here. Matt Russo. Those were our 2 300 games we've had here so far at this event. Again, if you're just joining us, I know a lot of people like to know what the oil pattern looks like. There's the oil pattern. Almost a 5-to-1 ratio, 44 feet in length. Pretty high scoring. Jeff, I'm in Springfield, Missouri at Enterprise Park Lanes, home of the Greater Ozark, also home of the PBA Tour Stop earlier this year, Greater Springfield Classic. So that's where we are. No Tom Doherty at this event. A little far for him to come from Florida. So no, he will not be here today. Thanks for the question, though. Just making a few graphics here, everybody, getting ready for the next squad here. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to throw them up in the chat. I'd be more than happy to try to answer them for you. They do re-oil between the squads. When is Inside Bowling coming to the East Coast? I would love to bowl one of your events. Yeah, so we stream other people's events. We really don't have any events of our own anymore. But I was just there for a youth event with Billy Gasson up in Delaware. That was the furthest northeast I think I've streamed an event. We did that back in August. I kind of feel like we just need to stream doubles events only. It gets the most viewership. Everybody loves them. I don't know. I'm going to bounce out of here, minimize these two groups to the picture-in-picture, and bring in CJ and Jake, Anthony and Stu, Sean and AJ, Brandon and Tyler here. Finish out the day, or the squad, I should say, not the day. We'll be a third of the way through qualifying once we make it through here. Yeah, Billy Gasson is Matt's dad. He's like dedicated himself to youth bowling these days. He does a great job with it. Let's see, I bowled years ago, I believe. The Sherm Classic in the same house. Not sure on that one. Greater Ozark's here, though. Do you go to Cadillac Lanes in Waterloo? Yeah, once a year in February. I'm at Cadillac every year. Went there twice a year for a little bit while Maple Lanes was being rebuilt. But yeah, I'm up in Waterloo quite often, actually. We've got 2 more events on this network here inside bowling to close out the year. We've got the Nightmare Doubles, October 13th, 14th, 15th. We'll be on the 14th and the 15th for that one. And then I'm back for Holiday Doubles December 8th, 9th, and 10th. Those are our last 2 events of the year here on this network. If you like following me in the work that I do have Bowl TV work. Bowl TV work coming up the 5th of November through the 15th in Las Vegas. Ron Moore's Super Senior Shootout. So if you're a Bowl TV subscriber, I suggest you do subscribe to Bowl TV. Working with those folks is magnificent and fun. A little larger production over there. You can join me there for some really great senior bowling events out there in Las Vegas. Would love to see you in the chat over there on Bowl TV. I'll tell you, this fireball that Chapman's throwing, it looks really cool going down the lane. Stu having a great day here. Tyler having even a better day. I should get standings here after 6 here in just a moment. I'll update with you who is leading, what's going on with the teams, as well as individual scores here shortly. Love coming to Springfield. Great group of people down here. EJ Tackett not bowling this event. Had a question in the chat about that. Thank you. I got the standings after 6. Do the Lavery boys ever bowl together? Great question. I don't think that they do. Which is kind of bizarre. Actually, I think they might have bowled something together that I streamed. I don't remember. All right, here's the standings, everybody. At 30-34 is Russo and Ormsby. At 30-20 is Sean Lavery and A.J. Chapman. At 29-67 is Brandon Carlson and Tyler McLaren. At 28-76, so quite a gap back there. 89 pins. Aaron O'Brien, Eddie Bird, that's 4th. Just 7 pins back, Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams at 28-69. Then Martell and Broget at 28-65. Then Scott and Kniffen at 28-47. At 27-34 is Corkese and Chandler. And then at 26-86 is Henninger and Smith. So right now, Matt Russo bowled 15-89. He's the leader. Sean Lavery, 14-98. A.J. Chapman, 15-22. Tyler McLaren, 15-37. Pretty solid. 1589 divided by 6 for Russo. He's averaging 264.8. McLaren is averaging 256.16. Chapman, the high right-hander, 253.6. Okay, TQ, the Lavery brothers bowled the first Nightmare doubles together. I got you. I remember that now. Losing my mind.
McNay, your order's ready.
carry's starting to become an issue here. We've got some folks that are starting to yell at the pins a little bit. Nice shot there by Stu. These guys are hoping for a little more wood than this. They wanted to finish strong with a good last game. And the best Anthony can bowl here is 203, 225 for Stu. Meanwhile, next door here we got Brandon and Tyler, who can still bowl 558. And they are in third right now at 29.67. Sean Lavery bowling well this game. Best AJ can do is 2-teen now. This group here is complete. Just moving over to look at their scores here. Stubblefield and Sachs, 227, 217. Move you back over here full screen. Finish things up. Lavery and Chapman second at 30-20 currently. So we've got two of the top three teams on the same pair, 37 and 38. Russo and Ormsby, your leaders, at 30-34. And I can tell you what they're going to bowl because they're over on 33 and 34 right now. And best Russo can do is 226. Best Ormsby can do is 202. So Stu also on that pair. Or excuse me, Stu not on that pair. I'm sorry. That was Roger Harford and Seth Tegdemeyer over on that pair. Stu and Anthony Lavery might want to re-enter this event in B squad or C squad. They might have to. But Tyler and Brandon not going to be doing so because it looks like they're going to lead this event. Russo finishes with 216. It was still a hell of a day of bowling for Matt Russo. 278, 267, 243, 300, 244, 257, 216 the last game. Nice bowling, Matt. Nice bowling. So if Sean Lavery bowls 246 and AJ bowls 213, that gives them 59. They were 53 ahead of Carlson McLaren. McLaren can still bowl his second 300 game of the day. And 258 left for Brandon. He is sending pins everywhere. Got another Deadwood here. Hey, Tom, thanks for the tidbit there. Mike is Russo's best man. They've been lifelong friends. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but that's awesome. Lonnie wants to know, will I be back on Bowl TV next season on the regular tour? You know, I don't really know. First of all, nothing's been announced that the PBA Tour is coming back on Bowl TV, and nobody's told me that it was or wasn't. I know last year was just a one-year deal, so I don't know if it's going to be on Bowl TV. Nobody's told me. I'm sure as soon as something gets solidified, if it happens, we'll know through a press release. Then at that point in time, I mean, they have a lot of streaming events over there on Bowl TV, and they've offered me a lot of work there. So I would imagine if that happens, and if they want to have me back, I'm sure I would do some Bowl TV work next year. To what capacity? I don't know. Would I do more? Would I do less, or do about the same? That I'm not sure. Depends on how things are structured. So we'll see. But I would imagine no matter what Bowl TV coverage, the PBA, PWBA, college, junior gold, whatever, I'm sure in 2024 I will be doing some work with Bowl TV. To what amount, I don't know. And to what events, I really don't know. So I know it's kind of a crappy answer. I wish I knew what the tour schedule looked like next year and what was going to happen with the streaming. I wish I knew, but I don't. And if I did, I probably couldn't tell you anyway. But I really don't know. Need a ball return here on the front 10. I guess I could show you earlier today his first 300 game. Boom. We got a Deadwood needs to be retrieved. Got a ball return here. They're trying to ice him. Once again, want to thank our sponsors, Columbia 300. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase, make sure you check out Columbia300.com. Take a look at all their great products. Of course, the Greater Ozarks Open, their 66th year they're celebrating this year of the Greater Ozarks Bowling Tournament. Singles, doubles, and team event. It's a big one, draws from a lot of states. Great payout, great event down here in Springfield, Missouri. Been crazy. If you're looking for some great discounted items, they get in new products every week. Check them out. Been Crazy, 2 locations here in Springfield, also Enterprise Park Lanes for hosting the event. Exquisite Renovations. If you're looking for some renovations, Tony Yarbrough and his team will take care of you at Exquisite Renovations. And, of course, our friends over at Royal Flush Apparel. Check them out. Farrell Williams in charge of that one. Oh, look at that messenger. Takes out the 7. We are looking for the second 300 game of the day for our man Tyler McLaren, known as Speedy. And they are going to go to the lead. They're going to lead this A squad. They were third coming into this game at 29.67. They can bowl 5.47. Go to the lead, rest easy, and get ready for tomorrow. Here we go. Final shot. 300 again. 300 again. Wow. That's pretty outstanding. That is pretty outstanding. That is some great bowling. One more time, we will take a look at the 300 game in slow motion. There we go. Watch the pin action. Man. Awesome bowling today for Tyler. Just great bowling for Tyler. All right, that's going to do it for this broadcast. I'll be back at 1:30 today with B Squad qualifying. It's been a great time with everybody. We look forward to seeing you right back here from the 2023 Springfield Doubles right here, Springfield, Missouri. Mike Flanagan, Inside Bowling, bringing you the coverage. We'll see you for B Squad coming up here shortly.